can roast real clean, keep it sweet. Then hit that point like, baby, please. Always ready with a side-eye grin. Call it out, then she dive back in. Her voice got weight, her wig got spark. She leave that room with a bigger heart. She don't flinch, she don't fall. If the truth get ugly, she let it show. And the ones who talk loud still watch her glow. They can roll their eyes, but they know, they know. Jazz Noel, tell it true. Jazz Noel, do what you do. Haters hate, she still up here. She bring the facts and the laughing here. Jazz Noel, tell it true. Jazz Noel, do what you do. Never phony, never small. Stand up tall, she says it all. Hey, let them chatter, let them try. She got grace and a sharpened eye. When the noise get wild, she stay composed. One good laugh, then she lets it go. Jazz Noel, tell it true. Jazz Noel, do what you do. Haters hate, she still up here. She bring the facts and the laughing here. Jazz Noel, tell it true. Jazz Noel, do what you do. Never phony, never small. Stand up tall, she says it all. She log on, camera on, let it breathe. Reads the facts and she cuts through the weeds. No fake smile, no borrow ring. If it's bogus, she gon' say that thing. Black queen in her own lane. Speaks her mind, don't chase no fame. Got a joke, got a point, got class. If the room gets in, she still talk fast. She don't flinch, she don't fall. If the truth get ugly, she let it show. And the ones who talk loud still watch her glow. They can roll their eyes, but they know.
Yo, 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 yo. Jazz Noel's back, y'all. Auntie is back. You would not know the week that I've had. Oh, my God. Well, welcome on in. Welcome on in. I just wanted to come in real quick and just do a quick update live on everything that's going on with the case that we're following with Nolan Wells. I'm 3 days late than my regular time, so bear with me. Thank y'all for being here. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Let me go ahead and turn this down just a little bit. Thank y'all so much for being here. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you are liking the video. But auntie, please like the video. If you don't do nothing else, like that video. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I'm a little sporadic, you know when I'm going live. And make sure you subscribe, share the video, and hype this video once it's all done, y'all. So it's a lot of updates. Let me turn this on. There's been a lot of updates since the last time we talked about this case. Of course, every second, every hour, it seems like there is another update in regards to this case. And once again, like my thumbnail says, everybody talking and still ain't saying nothing. They ain't saying nothing. There still have been no arrests made. There is no persons of interest. There's no crime scene. There's just speculation, conspiracies, and a lot of unanswered questions. But since then, Ben Crump actually came out with another press conference, including Nolan Wells' mom and dad, and some other victims of egregious crimes that have yet to be solved. I thought that was a nice play to the situation because it's basically putting it on Front Street that, you know, we're not making this thing up when it comes to racial biases as it pertains to situations that happens like this. So he brought up several other family members that went through the same thing and said enough is enough. Then we got Nancy Grace on the motherfucking case. Okay. We talked a little bit about it the last time we were here. But she has had several more interviews, and the latest one that's been trending right now is the last interview she did with Brandon Tatum, right? Who we cannot stand. We don't like Officer Tatum over here. Okay. He's on a tirade, going on rants, going against Nolan Wells. First, his whole spiel was, I'm going down there to find the truth. Well, we all know that he went down there to try to absolve these white boys of any wrongdoing, which, by the way, nobody accused these boys of doing anything. We're just trying to figure out the truth. We're trying to figure out what's going on and why every boy on this boat has nothing to say about what happened to their friend. But since then, this dirty ass dude, Officer Tatum, has come out speaking against the family, making up lies. All of a sudden, now there was a white substance on the boat that possibly Nolan was partaking in. And he was so drunk. So what I'm noticing now, they're villainizing the victim, which they always do as it pertains to Black people. They did the same thing with George Floyd. They did the same thing with Trayvon Martin. Anytime a Black body dies at the hands of a white person, instead of going at the person that did the unaliving, they're going to try to villainize the victim. So now, when we first heard of Nolan Wells, it was all about him being a star athlete. It was all about him being highly educated in school. You know, I think he was like on honors, or he was doing well in school. He didn't have any bad records on him. He didn't have any nonsense in his past. But sure enough, now the narrative, especially the narrative in the media, being led by TMZ in particular, now we're changing the narrative, saying that he was drunk, he was drinking heavily, and he possibly was doing drugs, et cetera, which for me, I don't give a damn if he was doing drugs. I don't give a damn if he was on that damn boat freebasing crack cocaine. Y'all still left that boy. Y'all came back all alive. Nobody else out there that was drunk and doing drugs drowned or got hurt. But the only Black boy that was with y'all ends up unalive, missing, then unalive, right? I'm just reviewing. Y'all came back with all his belongings, keys, phone, everything. Things are not all of a sudden showing up in his phone. Things have been deleted, erased, allegedly. Now all of a sudden, they're trying to paint the picture like if anything crazy happened to Nolan, it was Nolan's fault because he was drinking, because he was allegedly doing drugs. And also now Officer Tatum is throwing in this Katie girl, saying that he talked to some other people, claiming that Katie was with him right before it ended and he got into it and they were tussling in the water. It's crazy. It's very crazy. And none of it is the truth. That's what's blowing me. You're going on these tangents about speculation. You're going down to Mississippi, talking to these boys, allegedly talking about you have the truth, but yet you brought us nothing. So y'all, we're just going to go over a few of the updates. I actually don't have a lot of time today. I'm just trying to squeeze it in. What's going on, Venus? What's going on, Michael Lee? Thank y'all so much for being here. Just a quick little powwow, okay? I couldn't wait. Y'all know I can't wait. I'm anxious. I got to talk about it when I got to talk about it. But yeah, it's just lie after lie, cover up after cover up. Everybody's talking and ain't saying nothing. And of course, that's how it turns out, right? As it pertains to us. So y'all make sure y'all like the video. I'm going to bring up the first video in just a second, and we're going to walk it back. And then there's also new information about this young man, Bart. This man, Bart, this boy, Bart, that was allegedly on one of the boats that was called to tow, that actually went out that same day, that now is in the mix. Apparently, he had a tussle, allegedly had a tussle with Nolan. It's all over the place at this point. All over the place. So let's walk it back just a little bit more. And I want to start with one of the last interviews that Officer Tatum did. And I'm going to stop calling him Officer Tatum because he's obviously no longer in practice. But I'm going to start with that video and just give you guys a little update on what he's been doing. And then we'll talk about everything else that's been going on, y'all. So make sure you like the video, share the video, tell people to pull on up. What's going on? Thank y'all for being here. What's up? What's up? What's up? And tell me what y'all been thinking about this case so far. Everybody got their hands in a pot. Everybody has something to say. And then we're also going to talk about this SeaTow dispatch audio that was released, right? That has crazy ass background voices, allegedly calling out for Nolan, saying, is he dead? All of the things, y'all, it's driving me crazy. And at this point, it's stressing me out. And even though it's stressing me out, I'm still am very curious as to what the fuck happened. So let's start it back. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm gonna find the video that I want to pull up. And y'all let me know in the chat. Let me know if you want your comments read. Go ahead and send me a super chat. I'll make sure I get them in. But because we don't have a lot of time, I won't be able to tap in on every single today. On every single comment in the chat. Okay. So we're going to start with part 3. I think we left off on part 3 with Warren on the last stream. So we're going to start with the end of the end of part 3. Then we're going to talk a little bit about his interview he did with Trayson, the boy that the mother of Nolan Wells claims that she doesn't even know that he was claiming to have been his best friend, so on and so forth. But you could tell in these interviews, their demeanor, their energy, it's giving guilty. It's giving you're hiding something. Even if they didn't do it themselves, they know something. And they're deliberately not saying it and leaving so much room for speculation so all the pressure can come off them. But we on their ass, y'all. We on their ass. And we won't stand for the bull crap, okay? So let's start here and we're going to walk it back. I'm going to speed it up so we can make sure we stay on par with time. And let's hear what part 3 of this interview with Warren, because as of right now, y'all, the latest update with Warren is his father has now offered $50,000 for somebody to come up with the truth in regards to Nolan Wells. So the son, his son, right, which is Warren, who was with Nolan, who the court of public opinion is accusing him of being involved, right? His parents hasn't come out, but his father is now coming out and asking for the truth in exchange for $50,000. So another pledge of money has been put out, but not only Al Sharpton, Tyler Perry, Ben Crump, but now Warren's father has come out. Now, if that's not a play to try to make it seem like, okay, let me go ahead, since they own us, let me go ahead and put a pledge up for $50,000 so it can look like I'm looking for the truth too. No. Let's cut it the fuck out. But let's get into this video, y'all. We'll walk it all down. We'll get as much as we can in today, and then we'll follow up tomorrow with another live when I got a little bit more time. So without further ado, make sure you like the video. Thank y'all for being here. It's a lot going on. Let's see what's happening.
Any chance or any knowledge that you have that anybody deleted stuff from his phone?
I mean, Nolan was like a brother to me. Nolan lit up every room he walked in. 4th of July, everybody was out there. Nolan right out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There's 4 guys on that. So the group, which ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's timeline.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. And then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Right.
And like, explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
People are still out there partying, and
Right.
they're having a good time. But something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So I had a girl come up to me and say, "Hey, your brother just got in a fight." And obviously I have a younger brother, and that's what she was talking about. And I was freaked out. So I walked over to the beach, and I didn't walk over. I ran over. I made a beeline. I didn't talk to anybody, put my drink down and walked over there. And my brother was kind of angry, and, there was a lot going on, but someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, "Oh, I just got in a fight." And this guy punched me in the face, and I punched him right back. And then went to the ground. My brother put him in an armbar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there, it was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age. And I mean, Nolan, I never saw Nolan over there. No. Absolutely not. And, okay, sorry. I just lost my train of thought.
So
Wait a minute, y'all. I think we did this one already. Hold on. Let me fast forward.
You get ready to
that day that ran out with somebody and back in with somebody else. So, I mean, it's not like it's an uncommon thing, but it's not like we just left him there, or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat, and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie, had text somebody that she heard people yelling
Correct.
for Nolan to get on. Is that true?
And I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking, and everybody's texting Katie, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and said, this is the last time I saw him, he's really sweet.
So this is the first lie that's being debunked right now. This whole Katie, she was with him all day long, lies. She saw him all of 5 minutes. They said, hey, she said, hey, back. But now that's what they're running with. They're running with the idea that Katie was the last person to see Nolan, but Katie is standing on her word And her claims that no. Yeah, I saw y'all asking him to get back on that boat, but he did not leave me. He did not leave with me. Then on top of that, the timing doesn't make sense because we said in the last video, the last time that he saw Nolan was at 3:00, but y'all left because the boat was sinking around 4:30, right? Around 4:30, and that was also another time that you claimed that you saw Nolan asking him to get back on the boat. So which one is it? Let's continue.
But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat, and she was right there to see that Nolan decided not to.
Yeah, so you guys get in the boat, you start to get towed in, and you make it back. Now, explain how did you get to the point where you were concerned about Nolan? Because obviously you said, "Hey, Nolan, y'all need to," or somebody, not
when
you,
did I get
but
to that point?
You guys had mentioned Nolan needed to get on a boat.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Yeah.
You guys get back to wherever you're going.
Right.
Explain that. Did you guys go back to somebody's house, or you guys like what happened there? And then when did you feel like, well, wait a minute, where's Nolan?
Right. Okay. Well, running in was very chaotic. I mean, Nolan chose to stay on the island, so my focus wasn't on anything else other than the boat. You know, because if the boat doesn't get in,
Nolan chose to stay on the island, but now new discovery is saying that he was so drunk and belligerent. So my question is, if he was making a choice while he was inebriated, y'all let him do it as your bro, as your bestie? He was so drunk, he was so out of it, but yet y'all let him stay on that island by himself without any of his belongings? Okay, so it's crumbling now. The storyline is crumbling. They're trying to say these things to make it seem like, oh, no, he wanted to stay. But now the story is he's so drunk. So then my question is, you as his friends, why didn't y'all look out for y'all drunk friend? Because in any other situation, if my friend is crazy drunk and she's talking about she want to drive, I'm gonna let her drive. If my friend is crazy drunk and she's talking about she want to stay with some boy she don't really know like that, I'm gonna let her stay. Okay.
no one gets in. You know, I don't want to sink out there on my buddy's boat, and no one does. But my buddy Wyatt jumped out and pulled the plug on the boat once we kind of got out there because he got the motor to trim down. And the motor trimmed down. My buddy Wyatt pulled the plug, and we planed off. We moved all the way to the front of the boat so we could plane off. And eventually we planed off, and the boat was running. So when you're planed off and you have water in the boat and you're hauling, you know, we're going pretty fast. We're going probably 40, 42 miles an hour. And so all that excess water that was built up in the boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou.
And mind you, get into the way he answered this question. He specifically asked them, when did y'all start panicking about Nolan? This motherfucker is talking about the boat. When did y'all start panicking about Nolan and him being missing? And my question till this day, why did y'all feel like y'all had to panic if you claimed that he decided on his own to stay back with Katie, which y'all claimed that y'all knew? So at what part did y'all decide something must be wrong? He must be missing. The constant lies in our face is really what's frustrating me about this. But let's keep going.
And we didn't just run straight to my buddy's grandparents' house. We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and I went back to my buddy's house, and we ate and napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the island, so we were all tired. And eventually we go over to a girlfriend of mine. She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff. So we all went over there to swim and hang out. And
this infamous picture that I've seen online of Nolan in the water in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Where is this picture associated with? Because you said you guys went back to swim. Nolan wasn't with you. Yeah. So where's this picture at? Like,
right.
What's the context around the picture that's been floating?
That picture is taken on June 27th, a week before the 4th of July. We all went to a friend of ours in Pass Christian.
So y'all, I think we did. Let me fast forward. I think we did cover this last time, didn't we? We covered the end of this, right? Let me fast forward just a little bit more to the end of this.
And I said, I got to contact the Coast Guard. I'm not sure who she called or, what she did, but I think she said she was going to make a couple phone calls to either DMR or Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And I was thinking worst case scenario. Like, I'd way rather be safe than sorry about this,
Yeah, so you called. So it seems like you called mom immediately.
Right. Mind you, he never said when he started to panic. Because why would you panic if this is your story that he stayed on the island? There was never a panic. It was a panic on
probably the first.
How are we going to cover this up?
Phone call that she got from anybody.
That's the first phone call, like at least I made. And I would assume that's the first phone call she got from anybody because Javon hadn't called her. And, there's nothing wrong with that. But Javon hadn't called her. And I was just worried about my friend. Stuff happens out there. Boat problems, it could be anything. But there's a lot of stuff that happens out there. And I was just worried about my friend.
And so you guys made that call, nothing that night. And
you were worried about your friend, the same friend that you left on the island drunk? The same friend that you left on an island 10 miles away from land with his keys and all of his belongings? That's what you were mostly worried about? It didn't seem like it. Didn't seem like it when y'all went out there. Let's continue.
I'm assuming you wake up the next day, and then what happens?
I wake up the next day at about 7:30, and my dad had texted me because obviously Nolan's photo was all over Facebook, and you know, I just saw it everywhere, and I was freaked out because I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I assumed, you know, Nolan's just, you know, we had been drinking all day, and like, you know, that he's just sleeping somewhere, and you know that he's okay, but I didn't want to believe that if we didn't know for sure. So I mean, next day I woke up and my stepdad walked in my room. He said, hey, like, have they heard anything about Nolan? Like, what's going on? Because I hadn't spoke to him, and he was like, I was like, yeah, no, like, I don't know. I just gotten up, and he was like, all right, well, we're going to get on the boat and looking for him. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I got my buddy Ricky, I got my buddy Brooks, I got my buddy Jax. My mom came on the boat with my stepdad and I, and we all went out there and looked. When I got out there was dozens of DMR boats.
So we got that part, right? Let's go ahead and switch to this one. This is the fourth one. Let's get into how he answered these questions, you guys. Make sure you like the video, because I feel like we did that one. That was the last one we did. I'm sorry, it's been video after video, so excuse me if I got it a little mixed up. But this video is the one we want to be able to break down today.
All of you guys have given statements.
Here we go.
And he was like, hey man, they just found his body. My reaction was just, I was with my buddy Brooks, and I broke down.
You guys had been interviewed by law enforcement. Mm-hmm. All of you guys have given statements. But then I think that there's a part associated with this that's being rumored out in the public, and that is the situation with the cell phone, potential deletion of messages, how the cell phone was retrieved. And I just want you to tell your side of this, because what we're getting from the media is that they literally had to, I don't know, coerce you guys into giving it back. You didn't know where it was at. You were hesitant to get the phone up.
Yeah, according to the media, when Christine asked her friend to go and pick up that phone, y'all were hesitant to give it over. There was a slight back and forth. They already said that from the very beginning. It was already a back and forth. Y'all didn't immediately hand it over. She said she had to wait like 30 minutes or so for y'all to hand over that phone. And the first thing that came out y'all mouth was, that's our friend. We don't know what happened. That's our bro. Deflecting and defending yourself when nobody accused you of shit. Okay.
Over almost as they had to turn your wrist or twist your arm just to give it back. Right. Well, what happened with the cell phone thing? So let's go back to the first engagement you had when it comes to the family or somebody coming back to get the cell phone and keys. When did that occur, and what happened there?
Okay, well, that night, about 12:30, I went back to my buddy's house.
And you said the night of the 4th?
The night of the 4th, but it was about 12:30, I would like to say. And so I went back to my buddy's house. I stayed the night before, where we all met up, and stayed together the night before. And my buddy got a call from this guy, and the guy was like, oh, like, what's going on with all this Nolan stuff? Very aggravated. I mean, yeah, every right to be, but I mean, we were trying to calm him down, and like, he was just like, oh, like, where y'all at? My buddy said, we're at my buddy's house. And he said, all right. And then he just hung up. And so about 30 minutes later, I'd like to say, all of a sudden the door just got open and slammed. And there was a girl who walked in, and like probably about 8 or 9 guys behind her. And then a mom, which was Javon's mom. And
who's Javon? I want to put that in perspective. Who is Javon?
Javon is one of Nolan's good friends. He's a friend of mine too, like, great guy. And his mom.
And I love that Officer Tatum is going down here claiming to do investigative journalism work, but doesn't even know the names of the boys. Every time he says Christine, he's asking who Christine is. By this time, you should know that Christine is Nolan's mom. But let's continue.
Their family is, very close to, the Wells family. And I mean, so I don't know why she was there, like, what was going on, but I was very surprised about this. I was like, like, you just basically like kick the door open, bust up in the house, no knock or anything.
Now, here's another thing that I noticed in this interview, right? He's trying to say when it was time to get that phone, because right now the parents came out and said, we got the phone, and when we got it back, everything was deleted. And then when we tried to get the phone back, there was a little bit of pushback. He's framing the whole situation of them getting that phone. They bust into the door. One lady and all these guys, they bust into the door all crazy. He's sizing up the story to make it seem like these people were aggressive with them for absolutely no reason, and that they just bust in shouting and ready to fight. Which, if y'all telling me my son is missing, but y'all got his phone and his keys, even though it wasn't Christine that pulled up at the house, anybody on behalf of Christine, y'all should have been willing and ready to say whatever, do whatever. But they had to come over there, obviously, to let y'all know they was standing on business, to let y'all know that they were serious about what they were doing and why they were there. So she came over there with some other people, as most of us would do, and say, yeah, we pulling up deep, and we need to know what's going on. What's up? But he's making it seem like they were just overreacting for no reason. They were just going off for no reason. They bust into the house. The language is very important here because they're using it intentionally. Remember, y'all, these people had at least 2 weeks to get their fucking story straight. They had at least 2 weeks to clean up their alibis, for everybody to get on the same board, so everybody can say the same thing. So certain words, you know, as it pertains to other people and connecting them, that's intentional. But let's listen. And then after this video, we'll jump to the SeaTow dispatch call. Because I noticed that's one thing Officer Dum-Dum, right, Officer Tatum, exactly. That's one question that he hasn't asked him yet. So what's up with that damn SeaTow dispatch call? Haven't heard him talk about that at all yet. But let's continue with this video, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like the video. Hold on. Y'all know how I like it. All right.
So is Javon black or white?
Javon's mixed. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I guess he's mixed.
Yeah.
But he's not white.
No, he's not white.
Just
Again, Mr. Tatum, who swears up and down, why are you making it about race? Why does the race of Javon matter at this point? If it's not about race, like you claim, and we shouldn't be making it about it, why are you bringing up race in this moment? Which you should already know, Mr. Investigator.
Or all white, I guess.
Yeah.
So then they come in the house. Do you know any of these people? And you said the mom, but do you know anybody else?
I've seen the mom before, and I know most of them. Most of the guys went to high school with me. Like, I'm friends with some of the guys. I mean, you know, I know some of them. So eventually, like, things started to get heated, and I was just like, a guy I was friends with in high school. He was like, man, come outside with me. I was like, all right. And I walked outside with him. He was like, man, I don't know what, like, they were panicking, and, you know, like, this is just, like, I think Nolan's just on somebody's couch. He's been drinking all day.
So he says they came in there asking for the phone. Things got heated. Why would things get heated? Why would things have to get heated? You know what I mean? Why would things have to get heated? If you're totally innocent, why is somebody pulling you to the side and asking, and y'all powwowing like, man, they panicking? It sounds like y'all huddling, trying to figure out what to do in the moment because you know you're guilty of something. And you're on the defense because they've probably given the energy that they feel like you're guilty of something, not being totally honest. Okay, boy.
He just messed up, and, you know, this is nothing that we have to worry about. As much as, you know, I sat there and I told him, I was like, you know, I agree. I would think, you know, he's on somebody's couch, just had been drinking all day and just, you know, drank too much and was super intoxicated. And, you know.
But you were the one who called the Coast Guard. You were the one who called his mom and said you don't know where he is. But the day after, that night, y'all all said, well, he could have just been somewhere drunk. He could have been. Okay.
You know, that's kind of what a lot of us thought, but they were kind of losing it and they were going crazy. And the mom that was with them demanded Nolan's phone, because Nolan left the phone on the boat. And when we ran in, Nolan didn't ask for his phone, and his keys were not on the boat because his car was parked at my buddy's house where we had all slept, you know, the night before the 4th. And so the keys were left at the house because Nolan's car was at my buddy's house where he stayed at. So of course he left his keys there. But his phone, I mean, he was drinking. He didn't have his phone in the water because no one did. And I mean, there was more than just Nolan's phone that wasn't on the boat with us.
So there's more.
All of these things. Anytime you are asking a direct question and they're giving all these random details, all these filler words that don't really matter, that should let you know you're pushing out all these extra words to avoid telling the truth. So now you're saying that Nolan's phone wasn't on the boat, but he was drinking. His keys were in the car. So why was there a tussle? Why was there any issue with them retrieving the stuff that y'all had on him?
It was more than just Nolan's phone that was on the boat.
Yeah, I mean, we always had all our phones, but on the boat. But those weren't the only people. Like, Nolan wasn't the only person that left a phone on the boat. There was a lot of people that left phones on the boat, not that didn't write out or in with us. So we I mean, there was a couple phones that we had that we didn't know who they belonged to, and our buddies got that figured out, you know. But it wasn't just Nolan's.
So everybody got their phone situation figured out before they left that island, but y'all let y'all drunk ass friend allegedly stay behind, and y'all thought it was a good idea to keep his phone on the boat. What you just saying, like, we got everybody's phone, but by the end of the night, you know, everybody got their phone situated, except for your boy, though, except for your bestie, except for your bro. Okay.
phone that, was on the boat that who wasn't there. There was a lot of phones.
So when they barged in, they started getting frantic. The mom asked for Nolan's phone.
Right.
Was there a struggle over it, or did you guys hand it over?
I mean, just hand it over. I mean, we didn't think anything of it. Like, she asked for Nolan's phone. We knew they were close friends with, the Wells family, and my buddy went out to his truck and handed the phone over. No complication.
I do wonder why the parents of Nolan decided to send somebody to that house instead of them pulling up themselves. But I guess that's just a question for another day.
No issue, nothing. But I mean, I told Miss Christine that we had his phone and he had left it in our possession on the boat.
When did you? Miss Christine is Nolan's mom.
Correct.
When did you talk to her about that?
When I was on, no, I didn't talk to her once. Like, it was like 12:30. I mean, I might have texted her a couple times and talked briefly about a couple things, but I told her on the phone before I called the Coast Guard that we had Nolan's phone. Before I called Miss Christine, I asked, I was like, oh, well, where's his location at? Because Nolan has his Snapchat location on for me.
Again, why did you feel the need to call that night? Because they said y'all made that call at 11 o'clock that night, before midnight, to notify his mom and to notify the Coast Guard that he was missing. But y'all keep saying he decided to stay with Katie. So what was the point of the call at all? And if anything, the call should have came the next day after y'all realized, oh, he didn't stay back with Katie. Katie's not with him. Then I would think you would make that call. But you making calls for what? The stories are blatantly contradicting, and I don't understand why any of these boys have not been questioned by police yet. Like, they're blatant, like it's right there in your face. It's right there.
And he said, it's why I said it's, in my truck, like, because everybody who left stuff on the boat, it was Wyatt's boat, so Wyatt put it in his truck, like it's normal. And so the phone was in possession in Wyatt's truck. And when that mom came over and asked for it, there was no issue at all with us giving the phone to her. I mean, Nolan just left it on the boat. We handed the phone to her that night of the 4th of July.
And did you guys go through the phone?
That night on the 4th of July. That night on the 4th of July. By this time, it's early morning, July 5th, right? Because y'all got back on land, called, and then it was in the middle of the night, the wee hours of the morning, between like midnight and 1 a.m. is when they pulled up. That's neither here nor there. But again, it's not about who else left their phone intentionally. It's about a human being deciding on, according to y'all, a person deciding to stay behind and not decide to take their phone with them. And also, y'all not saying if you're going to stay behind, take your phone with you. Then you get their phone. It comes all the way back with you. And according to Javon's mom, y'all were acting like y'all didn't want to get that phone up. And y'all not talking about the exchange y'all had when it all went down. You're just saying that she handed it over. So why is the mom that picked up the phone saying something totally different?
Of course not. I mean, none of us had a reason to go through Nolan's phone. I mean, there's multiple phones on the boat. Why would we? And the boat was having issues. Why would our concern be getting on Nolan's phone or something? I mean, I don't even know Nolan's password. None of my friends do. We had no reason ever to get on Nolan's phone and look at anything. I didn't even touch Nolan's phone. None of us touched Nolan's phone until somebody took it off the boat and put it in Wyatt's truck, and then no one touched it until we handed it back, to the mom that was at my buddy's house.
Was that the only phone that she picked up, or was it other people's phone that they came and got? Or?
That I know of, I think that was the only one that she had. But I'm not completely sure. I think that's the only one that she took Nolan's. That's it. And
so we're on the 4th, where the night, probably going into the morning of the 5th, this happens. Then the dad comes back at some point to get the keys. Right. What happened there? When was this and what happened?
Well, my buddy Brooks drove me and dropped me off at my house, and I woke up to a text the next morning that Miss Christina texted me, and she said, "Hey, Nolan's dad's is there at my buddy's house to pick up the keys." And I didn't think anything of it. I told her that I was praying for her, and that we were out there and we were doing everything that we could to help out.
And when he came to pick the keys up, was there a confrontation on him? Because I could have sworn I saw on the news that when he came to pick the keys up, it was almost like an altercation because you guys didn't want to get the keys over. You said you didn't know where the keys were at?
I mean, no, absolutely not. I mean, I wasn't there.
That's a lie, because the father, Nolan's dad, that went over to pick up them keys, he said they came in, everybody just sitting there looking weird and chilling and being all weird. And the first thing y'all talking about is, man, Nolan was my bro. And his father literally said on every news outlet, when he went to go pick up the keys, his story has not changed. He literally said, well, if he's your bro, then go and find his keys. So clearly there was some hesitation with both handing over his keys and his phone. because on both accounts, homegirl that went over there to pick up his phone said that she wasn't able to retrieve it immediately. And the father also accounts for the situation not being able to retrieve his keys easily. This boy is lying.
But from what my friend told me, they just had to look for Nolan's keys. It's not like, why would we be hiding Nolan's keys? There's no reason to hide anything. You know, this is our friend. We have nothing to hide. I mean, we were trying to do everything that we could to help out.
All right, so I want to be clear with this one thing, because I know you mentioned before that you have no reason to touch the phone. Obviously, you didn't touch the phone.
Right.
But is there any chance or any knowledge that you have that anybody deleted stuff from his phone?
And it's so stupid, because why would he answer that? Why would he answer that honestly? If anything happened to that boy's phone, do you really think this boy that literally is hovering around this entire case and is suspect as hell is going to be like, yeah, we did take his phone, we broke into it, we delete? Come on now. It's so stupid. And it's so easy for an idiot like Officer Tatum to do this, so he could come back and say, see, I asked them. Y'all not asking the question, nigga. They lying to you like they lying to everybody else. If you really wanted to do some real investigative work, you should have asked, what was up with all y'all deleting all your social media accounts after the fact? This your bro. Y'all didn't make one rest in peace. We want with justice for Nolan. Well, what's up with that? That's being neutral. But no, you're leading with questions to make it seem like they're completely innocent, and that whatever happened to Nolan, nobody, all those thousands of people out there, nobody knows. But Nolan may have done it to himself because he was drunk or high or trying to fuck around with some white girl. This shit is really starting to piss me off, because at the end of all of this, y'all, I'm praying for the best, but at the end of it, this shit is going to go exactly how y'all think it is. Not in the way you want it to.
Absolutely not. I mean, like I said, there was no reason for us to get on Nolan's phone. No one touched Nolan's phone, but nothing. If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then, you know, there's no reason for anything to be deleted. I mean, no one even was in contact with his phone.
Isn't that what liars do? Isn't that what liars do? You ask your partner, did you go through my phone? Why would I go through your phone? What would be the reason? You got something to hide? Like, you know what I mean? That's a play. That's like a manipulative tactic when it comes to like communication. Somebody asks you a question, why would I do that? Or who told you that? That's admitting that you're guilty as fuck. Why would I need to do that? Why? Just answer the damn question. But you couldn't. But let's keep going, y'all. I'm stopping too much.
Was moved from the boat to the truck, and none of us have access to Nolan's password to get on his phone and delete anything. Absolutely not. And we have no reason to delete anything. I mean, you know,
and also notice the several cuts in between this interview. It's edited down like a motherfucker.
There's nothing to hide here. I mean, we have had no reason to delete anything, and you know, we never did.
All right, so I have something I want to make sure that we're clear about. Because you had mentioned earlier that you saw Nolan cradling Katie.
Right.
Her name is Katie.
Yeah, Katie.
I just want you to explain, what does that mean? Some people in their mind, they may think he's cradling like a baby.
Yeah.
Like, what is that scenario?
Yeah, he was. I mean, Nolan was off. The last time I saw him, like I said, I was off the bow of the boat. And like I said earlier, if you had jumped off the bow of the boat, you were probably about chest or neck deep in water. So Nolan wasn't like carrying her out the water. She's sitting in the water, and Nolan's arms are underwater, and he's carrying her from under the water. But her head's still out of the water. Nolan's head's still out of the water. You know, and I was looking at both of them. So
he's kind of like holding her.
Right.
Kinda like,
in the water, though.
Like we grown, right? There's two people in the water. They feeling each other.
Right.
Like, meaning feeling they like each other.
Right.
And he's a little more close to her, and they're kind of having a moment.
Correct.
Not insinuating it's sexual, but
no,
they're together. They like each other. You looking at him, you like, bro, you.
But we'll look at another video where now Officer Tatum is insinuating some type of sexual situation that was happening in the water. Like, the story has snowballed into a big ball of bullshit. Until a big ball of freaking bullshit.
Crazy, because you know that he like her and he's hanging out with her.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That makes sense. And when was the last time that you saw Nolan? And then when was the last time that someone reported to you that Nolan was seen? If that makes sense. You saw him at a certain point, but then someone else saw him a lot later when you guys were gone.
Right. Okay. So the last time I personally laid eyes on Nolan was at like 3 o'clock, you know, and he was, you know, from the boat with the girl, and that's the last time I saw him. But there were, you know, I've talked to somebody personally that saw Nolan at 6 o'clock, and someone, you know, we weren't even the last people to see Nolan. We, you know, once we left, there was still.
But you left that SeaTow. I'm sorry, you left calling for Nolan at 4:30, 5 o'clock. You left. You said you last saw Nolan at 3, but now it's all these other things. Y'all, let me see something. Hold on.
We're going to put it out there for the world. Why did you choose to do it now And why did you choose to not speak to anybody but me?
Right. Okay. Well, Officer Tatum, I've been watching you for a good while now. And, I think you're a great guy. You've kind of, ever since things got really hot, you've kind of been on my friends and I's side. And I really like that about you. I mean, I thought you were very confident and well.
On my friends and I's side. So you felt comfortable enough to talk to him because you knew he would not ask you any questions to put pressure on you to tell the truth. Okay, I see. Y'all, am I tweaking? Did we do this? Did we do this video last time? I could have sworn we ended it on the second one. I should have looked. My bad. I'm only human. Listen, y'all, I survived a whole tornado this week. My mama fell down the other day, fractured her foot. Okay. I just left an appointment with her. It's been a lot going on. So forgive me if my mind is a little jumbled and rumbled and dumb. Okay. But it's okay. We're refreshing. And it could be because I've watched these videos even without going live. And it could be in my mind, I'm thinking that we didn't watch it. I watched it alone. So bear with me, y'all. Hold on. Let me fast forward just a little bit because I heard him say this before.
And if you do, that's disgusting,
And if you had a chance to, tell the world that have painted this picture of you and your friends as being potential murderers of Nolan, white supremacists, racists, what would you want the world to know if you can summarize to them in a very short paragraph or a few sentences? Yeah. What would you want to say to them if you had the opportunity?
I would want to say to them that my family and I are praying for y'all. I can never bring myself to tell somebody that I'm going to kill them and that I'm going to, I've received and my family's received absolutely horrible threats about this. And, I want people to know that our faith.
And I want to know who's sending the threats. What are the threats? They always claiming we're getting threats from who? What kind of threats? Where are they sending them? To your house via email? What's going on? Y'all deactivated social media. So where are you getting these threats? So now these people know y'all addresses now. I mean, I'm sure it's not hard to find, but I feel like that's a lie. I feel like that's a bold-faced lie. I feel like they're not being totally honest about that. About these so-called death threats, because they're claiming within less than 24 hours of us finding out that Nolan was dead, that bitch Ashley Cole, one of these boys' stepmama, came out and said, yeah, I told them to deactivate their accounts because people have been threatening us that fast before we even know what's going on, before we even have any suspects, before we even have any evidence that there was any foul play. Y'all were already receiving death threats just a day and a half after we found out that he turned up missing? Really? I don't fucking believe it. And who's sending it? I don't feel like black people do that. I don't feel like I'm sorry. I don't feel like black folks are literally sending death threats to y'all. No, we're doing this type of work. Sending you death threat is going to do what? That's just an easy way to make yourself a victim in this situation. And that shit pisses me off. We're receiving threats. Ain't nobody threatening y'all. And who cares about you getting cyberbullied? Who cares about somebody on the internet talking shit to you? Your homeboy is dead. And he was last seen with you. And you ain't got nothing for us.
The Lord is stronger and means more to us than anything. And we all trust in the Lord, for the Lord to reveal the truth. And I know that's what will happen because I have faith and my family has faith. But I want people to know that I'm praying for them. And if they want to speak hate and speak, these horrible things, and I mean, you're obviously not in the right state of mind and you need to work on yourself. It's a horrible thing. And, but race was never a thing between Nolan and I and my friends. I mean, I have friends in my friend group that are Mexican and, mixed, black. I mean, it's never mattered. I think it's just absolutely disgusting that people try to make this narrative out of something that it's absolutely not, first off, and out of something that they have zero facts about. Jackson County hasn't released any facts. There haven't been any facts about this.
Exactly. And that's the race part about it. Because if it was the other way around, all the facts would be put out on Front Street. Every black boy on that boat that white boy would have came up missing on would have been sitting in jail to this day until the truth came out. They would have to fight for their freedom, even if they had absolutely nothing to do with it. We already know how this shit go. So that's why we're calling out the racial biases in this situation, because the way this investigation is being handled and the way Mississippi, the DA, the governor has come out and spoken against the family, against Big Crump, against them, or speaking to the reason why they're delaying the autopsy. They've come out and said they're going to seal that shit. They've now come out and said they're going to seal the autopsy report. The state is going to seal their autopsy report, right? So now apparently we probably won't ever know until it gets to the grand jury. It's all racially charged. Okay. And you're in a city. Listen, let's just keep
case.
going.
Other than that, you know, just timelines and, you know, stuff like that. But it's horrible that people have made this out to be something that it's absolutely not. And it's disgusting in my opinion.
Was Nolan the only black person on that island?
Absolutely not. I saw a lot of black people. And like I said, I mean, you know, it's not pointed out or anything. I mean, I wasn't looking at that, but my buddy Trayson was out there and, you know, he's mixed. Javon was out there. He's came out. He's mixed. I know a bunch of my friends that are black that were out there that day that I haven't even mentioned. I mean, Nolan was not the only black person out there.
But he was the only black person with you. And that's the problem we're having. Flat out. So I love for this fool. We know that he's lying. Let's get into this other interview real quick with Trayson, right? Just real quickly. Because he said some very interesting things too. Now, why this boy felt the need to come out and speak about Nolan when he wasn't even there, I don't know. But this is also the boy that came out and said he was his best friend, and his mama said, no, the hell you weren't. But watch how this boy basically goes against everything the mama's saying. We'll go over this a little bit. We'll go through the SeaTow, and then we'll get into Nancy Grace. Let's get into it, y'all. Thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the like button.
Man, I do everything in my speak.
A few things that I think the world needs to know.
So this is with Trayson Shepard. Now, Trayson is his so-called best friend, the bro, right? His mama say, I don't know that boy. Okay? He was not on the boat. But the things that he has said in his his reoccurring of the accounts that happened also doesn't make any sense.
No, and be
why are you
about.
talking?
Okay.
And the first one is the relationship that you had with Nolan. Can you explain your relationship with Nolan?
Yeah, I will. So his mom got on TV, as everybody has seen, and said that she didn't know me. And man, that can't be farther from the truth. Me and Nolan, I met Nolan in 9th grade in our second block class. It was math. He was one of the first guys I made friends with. It was somebody I made a connection to. Like, off rep, he was an athlete. I could tell he was an athlete when I walked into class. We sat really close to each other, and all he did, he turned around and asked me for a pencil when I first met him in 9th grade when I moved to Ocean Spring. Man, it was tough, and the relationship there has always been best friend in my eyes. I never wanted to take away how close somebody else was with Nolan, but Nolan.
Best friend in your eyes, and you still haven't said how you met his mama. You could have just been the homeboy at school. You could have just been the friend in class. But to say that you're his best friend and now you want to talk on behalf of him when you don't even really know him or his family like that, no, you're clout chasing.
My best friend, that was a guy I knew I could call at any point in time. He called me at 11 o'clock on the 4th to see where I was parked at. Man, me and Nolan have countless nights of him giving me advice on my girlfriend, on my life in general. Nolan has been the only friend, and I love my friends and my best friend in this group of guys, but Nolan has been the only person that ever told me, like, he's proud of what I've done. He's proud of how hard I worked. He's proud of me going overseas to go play ball. That was my guy. Like, that was my best friend.
Yeah, and so how does it make you feel when the media activists are coming out and alluding to the fact that you may have something to do with what happened to Nolan on that day?
Man, that hurts. It hurts is an understatement. I beat myself up every night I lay down. I beat myself up anytime it crosses my mind. Because in my head, if I wasn't drinking, if I didn't get into that altercation, maybe I would be able to do something. Maybe I would have saw something. Maybe I would have told Nolan, hey, man, you're not going with that girl. Just come back with us. We're going back a little bit later. We can go meet up with the guys later. Maybe it just plays out different. And in the fact that they're going to play that is I'm already trying to mourn my friend's death as is, and I'm blaming myself.
Y'all ain't mourning shit
for it. To put that in my head is a next level of hurt that can't be truly explained.
Now they're playing victims. It's very disgusting. Everybody that is alive is playing victim. And now we're villainizing the people that are suffering from an actual death. Oh, the media, I would have been like, I don't give a damn what the media is saying. I didn't do nothing. I want to find out what happened to my friend too. I'm at that funeral. I'm with the parents, whatever she said. And it could be true. She probably doesn't know me because we were only friends at school. No, but you're making it seem like everybody else is the problem, but the people that was there. And boy, you weren't there. You weren't there. So why the fuck are you even talking? That shit is really irritating me.
Because it's hard to put into words. Generally, it's backstabbing from a sense of a community that I thought I had with my skin color. And, they stay so strong together. And I'm supposed to be one of them. But
listen to him. Listen to him. Listen to the race baiting. He feels backstabbed by Nolan's parents and black people who are claiming after his own mom. Nolan's mom says she don't know you. And she even clarified, you may have been a homie, a close friend, but to say that you're his best friend, I consider Nolan's best friends to be Jalen and Javon. That's what she said. And now you're sitting up here with your arms crossed, mad because she said, nigga, we don't know you. And were you at that funeral? Were you at that funeral though? Did any of these boys that were out there on that island that day hold any type of vigil at the school, on the football field? Because, okay, let's say people think that it's too tense for y'all to be at the actual funeral. You want to, make sure you're not offending anybody. But a real friend group who knows that they are innocent, who really wants justice for their friend, they would have held their own ceremony. Did y'all do that though? But now you're playing they're going against me. I'm supposed to be one of them, and they're not having my back. This is a play in our face.
Come up and I speak, and now I'm the person to blame. Now I'm not dark enough for them.
Nobody is blaming you for shit. Oh my God, he's so annoying.
I'm not black enough for them, and now I'm the issue. It doesn't make sense. In my head, it doesn't make sense.
Was Nolan? I mean, obviously you were in a friend group, but the way the media makes it seem is that almost as if Nolan was the only black person in this whole friend group. Now they don't even mention you. They don't bring you up in this whole thing when it comes to
it had nothing to do with it
at Horn Island. So what's your take on Nolan being presented as like the only black kid in a group of all these white boys?
That's crazy, man. I know we've spoken a little bit, but that friend group that I'm a part of to this day.
And why is that even a question? How does that bring us closer to finding answers on what happened to Nolan? See, you want to make it seem like everybody else is making it about race, but every interview you're asking, why would they say he's the only black? He's like, prove to them he's not the only black one. Prove to them that you all have black friends. Say that you got black friends. It's normal. Stop it. Just stop.
It was the first friend group I was in when I moved to Ocean Springs as a new kid coming in. I never knew any of them. I known one kind of, sort of, back from grade school because we went to the same private school together. But that was it. And him being the only black person minority, any of that measure, is insane. Our friend group is diverse from the max. Like, we have a mixed guy. I mean, we had Nolan in our friend group. There's an Asian part of our friend group. There's a Latino that they're trying to perceive as white. He's truly authentic Mexican. His parents are from Mexico. They came over legally and they did everything right, and he's been here since. It blows my mind because our friend group is not a friend group that sees race. Our friend group sees what good you do for other people, what good you bring, and how the type of person you truly are and where your morals lie. That's one thing in common. Me and my friends might not agree on everything, but our morals align. Our morals know. So for them to even make that narrative up really shows you have no idea.
No one is making the narrative up. It is a fact that he was the only black boy in his friend group that day on the boat. It is a fact that he was the only person that came back dead, that didn't come back, right? That is a fact. And it is a fact that because y'all have specks of black folks out there with y'all, doesn't mean in that community, y'all are the majority. Y'all are, the tokens. You're the one sticking out like a sore thumb. And according to Warren and them, he didn't even embrace y'all within the friend group. It was my buddies and Nolan. See, my buddies, we like Nolan. He always wanted to get on the boat with me and my buddies. There was always a separation. Them white boys was saying the quiet part out loud. But here you are trying to say, oh no, it's not like that. I got a Mexican friend. I got this and that. This is all just a play. This is all just bullshit. This is all just bullshit to try to absolve themselves of any guilt. That's
what
it.
It's like down here on the coast. You have no idea how tight-knit Ocean Springs as a community is. You don't understand it. You don't see the thousands of kids in the high school football stands cheering their team on. Nobody cares what color you are. We're there to have fun and to just live. And that's how Nolan lived. That's how I live now. I'm growing up and I have more big boy stuff, but in high school, all I cared about was going to hang out with my guys. And I mean, on a personal level that leads off of it, is like, it got me in trouble with my girlfriend just because I want to be with the guys. I never once thought, man, they look at me different. Man, I'm kind of an outcast to them. No. All their moms have always welcomed me with open arms. Anytime I needed anything, I knew I could call them and their parents, and they would do anything in the world for me. So with Crump punching this narrative, it's wrong. Yeah, it's completely wrong, especially about our friend group.
Yeah, I find it, especially after talking to you, meeting some of the guys.
It's a setup.
It seems like there was an agenda. But can you walk us through just your perspective from that day? I don't know if did you go with them initially? Were you a part of the group that went to Horn Island?
So I wasn't, clear that up. No, I was not on the boat with them. Yes, I was a part of the group that was supposed to go out. So the only reason why I did not go on the boat is I got begged to go, but my uncle, we also took 12 people out on our boat, not including us two, so 14. And my uncle knows the passengers wouldn't have helped. Generally wouldn't have helped with anything. With that many people on a boat, you need a little bit of help. So my uncle was like, hey, can you just ride out with me and you can go do your thing throughout the day on the island? I don't care. I don't need you. I just need help to get out there and then pick everything up. Because I know all these people are going to be drunk and they're not going to want to do the extras that nobody sees about going out on the boat, right? And so I told White that, and oops, my bad. But I told him, I told him that, and I told him everything, which was go to plan. We were leaving a little bit earlier than them. I was going to try to have a spot saved out. And Nolan calls me at 11 o'clock. I missed his phone call. Called me twice. I missed both of them. I saw White and Nolan on the boat. They pulled right in front of our boat. And they were screaming. I turned my head and I was like, yo, there's a spot over there, where they end up anchoring out. I helped them set their stern anchor. From the time they showed up until now, going back to it, 20 minutes before they left, I was with them. That's who I was with. I spent all day with them, minus the morning time before they got out there. But from the time they got out there to the time they went back in, I was with them. Those are my friends, man. Those are my guys.
Yeah, I want to get a few more details.
I'm sorry about that.
I know that.
Wait, so are you saying that you went back on the boat with Nolan? Is that what you're saying? Hold on.
Minus the morning time before they got out there, but from the time they got out there to the time they went back in, I was with them. So
where's Nolan?
Yeah, I want to.
So you didn't go out there with them. You didn't go out there with them, but you rode back with them? You rode back with them? I'm sorry, I missed that part. You rolled back with them, so let's just keep watching because that tells me you know more than what you're telling us. Trayston, bestie, for the restie, you rolled back with them? So can you confirm that he was on the boat or he wasn't on the boat? Or where'd you see him go after your boat? That was your boy. That was your homie. You was the other black boy on the boat. So if you went back out there with them, were you there when they were figuring out the boat and the village pump allegedly and them sinking and all this other stupid shit? Were you there? Because you're talking about everything else but what needs to be said right now.
Get a few more details.
I'm sorry about that.
I know that. Yeah, go ahead. I know that you were all over the news because there was a perceived fight. People, this is the thing that gets me, and I want to clarify this. When I saw the video that they put out on the internet claiming that Nolan was saying, "Give me my effing phone back," Nolan's coach came out and said immediately he knew it wasn't Nolan's voice.
Which he was paid to do that because, bitch, how can you tell in that grainy ass video with that gurgly ass audio and you can confirm it wasn't Nolan? Meanwhile, his parents confirmed that it was. You know, it's all of these contradictions, all these weird ass stories, and everybody that is speaking on Nolan that wasn't even there. I don't understand why anybody else is giving this nigga Trayston, unless he can say, I actually saw Nolan get on so-and-so boat after I left with so-and-so. Why the fuck do we care what this boy is talking about?
And obviously it wasn't Nolan's voice because you were the one that was
yelling,
in there yelling and you got into an altercation with somebody. What happened after that? Like, put me in.
All these altercations. Remember, Warren said his brother got into a fight. So-and-so got into a fight. Y'all the ones out there fighting. Y'all the one out there being violent and drinking and shit. But Nolan is the only one that ended up dead. Okay.
In your place where the fight is over, whatever happened. Nolan is somewhere, you're somewhere, you're hanging out. And when was the last time that you saw Nolan before you left Horn Island?
So after the fight, I didn't stay on Horn Island much longer. So the objective, I was really upset. So with you hearing me yelling, my uncle had told me to get on the boat and wouldn't let me back off the boat. Obviously, I was really mad and I wanted to fight, wanted to get off.
Okay. So which one is it? You just said I was with them from the time, but I didn't go out with them, but from the time they were there up until the time that they left, I was with them the entire time. Now you're saying right after the fight after the fight that you got into, you up and left with your uncle? Stop playing with me.
Wasn't smart, man. And so on the boat, I'm yelling. And shortly after that, I left the island. I left probably 30 to 45 minutes after I got into the fight. We started to pack up and left because I was so upset. As Javon mentions, that they were ready to get me back to land because I was really mad. I was genuinely really mad. But the last time I saw Nolan, I was walking to the boat. This was before the fight. It's me and my old lady. We had just got out of a group of people. Nolan was walking towards White's boat. I was walking in the opposite direction.
Hey, what's going on, people?
And I got Nolan up. I made a slick comment about something. Actually, about the girl that he was with. I made a slick comment to him.
He made a slick comment. Sounds like Trayston is a shit starter. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I want to just tap in real quick. Thank y'all for coming in, being here today. Let me give you a round of applause. How dare me? I am so sorry. I was supposed to give you guys a round of applause. Hold on, let me. I really appreciate y'all pulling up randomly with me today to go over all to go over all the shit that we got to go over. I want to interact as much as I can. Send a super chat. You definitely get your comments read, but I appreciate y'all engaging in the chat as well. Again, we here for a good time, not a long time. So make sure if you want to interact and you got a question for me, send a super chat and make sure it's working too, because y'all know it can be a little finicky. Let's keep going though. Let's get to this, because then we're going to get onto Bart. Because remember, in a few streams ago, we talked about Bart. Warren was saying that Bart was the one that told him out. But now there's all these different stories about that. We're going to get to it. Let's keep going.
I was joking around and I kept going. And not even 10 minutes after that is when I got into a fight. Last thing I told Nolan was, all right, buddy, I love you. See you later. And I'm glad I said it. I had been under the influence a little bit, and that's probably why I did say it at the time, just, getting all lovey-dovey, but I'm at peace. I said it. I'm glad I said it. That was my last encounter with Nolan. Just telling him I love you.
Did you have any, so you leave the island, did you have any encounters or association with these phones, with the keys? Did you have any connection to any of that?
I did not. So what I know, I got my first phone call from Warren at about 9:20. I didn't answer it. I was asleep. I'd been on the boat all day. I didn't feel like going to party anymore. I went to bed. So I got my first phone call about 9:20, and I didn't wake up again until a little after 11 o'clock. And that was to my brother coming in the room being like,
Thank you for
trying to get a hold of you.
Thank you, Rod.
Like, you need to answer the phone. They look for Nolan. And I'm half awake, and I pick up the phone. And by this time, nobody had came to the house to grab anything. And Warren gets on the phone, and he's just like, hey, man, he was like, hey, have you talked to Nolan? Anything else? I was like, no, I haven't talked to him, man. He was with that girl last time I knew. And he was like, okay.
All of them. He was with that girl. He was with that girl. He was with that girl. But y'all called Katie, and Katie told y'all she wasn't with him. He told y'all that. And your lies are getting all fucked up within this exact moment, because one minute you saying that you was with them all day, and the next minute you got on the boat and you left with your uncle 20, 30 minutes after you got into that fight.
He was like, man, we can't get a hold of him. We don't know where he's at. And I was like, man, it's Nolan. He's probably just out somewhere with that girl. Like, get a hold of the girl. You probably find Nolan. It's no big deal. And he was like, all right. He was like, but we're starting to freak out. We're getting on the phone with Coast Guard. I was okay. And
then listen to how they frame it. It's Nolan. It's Nolan. Basically, like, you know how he get down. But yet, Nolan has been on the boat with y'all last year. That's what Warren said. Warren said y'all was on the boat last 4th of July. Sounds like y'all be doing this a lot. But now all of a sudden, this year he acting all crazy and getting all drunk and leaving with women without his phone. Okay.
And at that time, he had already talked to his mom, Nolan's mom. And he was getting on the phone with the Coast Guard. And I need to be specific about this. I did not call Warren's phone. I called another one of our buddies' phone, and it was on speakerphone. They were all together. I was talking on my other buddy's phone, talking to Warren. He was dialing Coast Guard because he hung up the phone and was like, hey, this is him, bot, and hung up the phone. And that was the last time I talked to him until the next morning when we all decided, when I woke up about 7 o'clock that morning, we had all decided that we were going to go out on the boat and go look for Nolan. Wyatt had already had his boat still in the water. We took that boat out. It was
what day are we talking?
So that's Sunday morning.
Sunday morning on the 6th, the 5th?
So it was Saturday the 4th was the 4th of July. Mm-hmm. The 5th was Sunday. We were on the water from 9:45 to 11:50, 12 o'clock era, about lunchtime. Mm-hmm. While we were on the water, we talked to a rescue guy, and he told us to get off the water and said that they kind of had the island and the water under control. That's the professionals, man. Yeah. They told us to get on social media and find out any information we can. And by that time, we had already talked to a good amount of people out there. So it just made sense. So we went back in and we concluded our search and started to search all socials and started sharing everything.
Where are the socials and the shares and all of that? Because y'all deleted, or maybe you didn't delete, but Warren and Wyatt and all these other bros, they deleted all their social media. They didn't use their social media to try to find Nolan at all. They deactivated accounts.
We could and try to get a hold of anybody that could have talked to Nolan, that Nolan possibly would have reached out to. And that led into the night. It led all night long. I didn't sleep at all. Sunday, Monday, I was up at 5 a.m. I was putting fuel in our boat at 6. I got told that we were taking out another boat to Chandelier at 7. So I put my boat back on the lift. And I went to McDonald's.
And also, there have been a lot of it's so much I want to unpack with this story, but get into the body language. I know when I do this, I'm more so like looking at you kind of crazy. But an entire interview talking about your deceased bro that you love so much, your arm stays crossed. Psychology tells us that is a position where you are closed off. This is a protective mode for yourself. You're closing something off so it's not revealed to the person that you're speaking to. You're in protective mode of yourself right now. And usually if you're in protective mode of yourself, it's because you don't want someone to find something else out about whatever you're protecting. Between him and Warren, arms folded like this the entire time. Very scripted, very robotic movements, in my opinion. Matter of fact, speaking of opinions, let me go ahead and play disclaimer. Baby, this is a disclaimer. I don't know nothing. I don't see nothing. I do not know these people. These are my opinions, my thoughts, my views, my point of views. I don't know anything. All I know is that I know nothing. We're just here to observe and analyze. All right. With that being said, let's keep going. In my opinion, everything points to guilt for me when it comes to these boys. Everything. And I know we're going backwards a little bit, but we're going to get to the latest update. Let's keep going.
And then I got the news after I left McDonald's that his body was found. So it was already a plan that we were going and searching and trying to do everything we possibly can. And that's all I wanted to do. Is I wasn't there to help him out in his last minutes, but now I feel like as a friend and as one of my guys, man, I do everything in my power to help now. And that's why I have reached out to the family. I have donated to the family, and I have given them just your normal.
You reached out and you donated? What did you donate?
Death gifts, I would say, as you pay your respects. And
do you think Benjamin Crump being involved in this case made it better or worse?
100,000 times % worse.
Oh my God.
Because why on a Tuesday?
And what would these boys know about? These are young boys. Do these boys know anything about Ben Crump? Know anything about Al Sharpton? And I understand. I got my eye on Ben Crump and Al Sharpton too, but I am trusting that they do their work and they do their due diligence in finding justice in pertaining to this case. But why would you ask him that? What does that have to do if your point, Officer Goofy, was the entire time to find answers for this tragedy? Why are you asking about Ben Crump? And if he thinks that, do you think Ben Crump coming down here? Stop. It's propaganda, and you're pushing a narrative purposefully because Ben Crump might be on y'all ass a little too much. And now y'all panicking and y'all scrapping and scrambling, trying to figure out a way to villainize everybody else, to villainize Ben Crump, to villainize Al Sharpton, to villainize his mom. His mom now is coming out with lawsuits now. These people are grieving. And now they have to go and combat lawsuits with these crazy ass platforms that are telling lies about their son, that are putting out misinformation. And you're worried about if Ben Crump should be, criticized by Trayson, who was there but not there, who claimed to be the best friend of Nolan Wells, but didn't do anything a best friend would, and also lied about being his best friend, and then tried to throw Nolan's mom under the bus. And say, basically, the bitch lied on me. I am his best friend. No, if mama say you ain't the best friend, you're not the best friend. Bitch. Let's keep going.
After where has your civil rights been broken? Where has it been shown? You brought Benjamin Crump to stir up a community that's already tight-knit. Yeah, we might not be best friends with everybody, but I promise, if you're talking about Ocean Springs as a whole, Ocean Springs is going to have Ocean Springs back 110%. We back each other. Everybody I've seen, we back each other. And
not for Nolan, not in this case. Y'all got each other's back. But look what's happening after this investigation. Y'all all deleted Instagrams and social medias. Y'all doing interviews with the most anti-black dudes you can find on the internet. You didn't go to the Griot. You didn't go to ABC. You didn't go to any respected journalism platform to tell your story, to say your piece, or to speak to Nolan in any kind of way. You went to this sucker because he made y'all ass feel safe, because y'all know that that's what he does. He make white folks feel safe. But okay, let's go.
Them to push this narrative and really push it just shows me is like you have no idea who.
And honestly, they didn't push it. We We were pushing it. They came out and said, we're not accusing anybody. We're not saying that it is. We just have to be aware of the situation. And the pattern that we notice when it comes to these situations in Mississippi. Well, let's continue.
You're dealing with or who you're messing with. And I think he's taking the grieving parents and manipulating and turning this and making it sound all bad, because it's nothing like that.
But that's what's killing me. Y'all are taking, nobody pointed the finger at y'all. Nobody. We did. But the people involved, they still have yet to do that. So why do you feel so guilty? Why do you feel like the things that they're saying, we want the truth. We know some of them boys know what happened. Why are you taking that as, I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill him. Why are you taking it as that? They didn't say that you did. Ugh.
At all. No.
Have you gotten death threats? Or, because I know that the other young men that I spoke to about this, especially the white young men, they're getting all kind of death threats. They're being accused of killing Nolan. Did you get the same backlash and threats that some of those guys have gotten?
Yes, I've gotten the death threats per se, but I've also gotten the threats along the lines of where it's like, I've been cast out of the black community. I've been called white. I've been called a wetback. All these things. I've been sent photos.
And I want to see the proof. I want to see the proof of these motherfuckers. Ain't nobody sending y'all death threats. That's a lie. That's a fallacy. That's an easy go-to try to make excuses, right, for their behavior post Nolan's death. We're getting death threats. Ain't nobody worried about y'all like that. And the fact that y'all worried more about these so-called death threats than the actual death of your friend is very telling to me.
So me and my grandmother, and they've been told that she's the devil. She's just looking for the time to kill you. You need to be careful and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, man, if y'all want to know the story, the only people that showed up for me in my whole life has been my white side of my family.
Here we go. This is
for y'all
crazy.
to drag their name and to drag me down, and I'm supposed to be one of y'all, and you're supposed to have my back, and we're supposed to be in this together. And it's really eye-opening.
Did it shock you that it turned this way? Meaning that, you see everything happen. Nolan was your friend. From all the young men I talked to, it seemed like Nolan was the life of the party. Everybody loved Nolan. He gets along with everybody. Everybody's cool. Everybody feels like Nolan made them feel like everybody's his best friend, right? I mean, everybody felt connected to Nolan. Were you shocked that it turned like this? I mean, where this community was tight-knit, Nolan's friend group was tight. He ends up losing his life in an unfortunate situation, which nobody knows exactly what happened. Did it shock you that it turned into some racial thing?
Yes, racial, I do agree. Now, it going famous.
This entire interview thus far has been about race because of the questions that you're asking. But there was a particular part that he claimed about Nolan that I'm going to play in a minute. Let's get to it.
Yes.
Like the video, y'all. Please like the video, please.
Going viral. That part didn't shock me. Thinking about it and being honest, that's not a surprise because everybody did love Nolan. Especially around here, everybody loved Nolan. So for people to repost that, they know Nolan. I mean, they know he did not have one hateful thing in his heart. And racism, no. That was a shock. That was a complete shock from his mom and from his stepdad. That's a shock.
They did not ever use the word racism. This is crazy. This is crazy. Particularly his parents made sure not to accuse any of them white boys of anything. She's just like, we know y'all know something y'all not telling us. If anything, lock all these motherfuckers up. It's time. I need some arrests immediately. Excuse me? Lock these motherfuckers up.
That's an utter shock because it's first off, I don't know how to word this. Nolan wasn't fully black. Nolan's mixed. Nolan has a little bit of Asian in him. You don't hear that though.
What the fuck? Why does that matter? It's not about race, but look at us dissecting all the race, the racial profiles of all the friends. Look at him breaking down. Oh, well, did y'all know that Nolan wasn't even fully black? And what the fuck that's supposed to mean to us? His mama black, his daddy black. He was black. But now you want to point out the fact, what? So because he was mixed, we shouldn't be in an outrage? We shouldn't point out the discrepancies? The state of Mississippi see Nolan as a black man. He don't see him as mixed. He don't see him as he doesn't see him as biracial. They see that boy as black, which is exactly why they're playing with this investigation, because Black lives never mattered in Mississippi. There's a pattern. But why are you telling us that he was mixed? This shit is weird. This is weird.
You don't. So to turn it as like somebody's harping down on Nolan because of the color of his skin, you don't know us. You don't know our community. It's crazy that people are just running with a lie. And it's so easy for people to believe it from the outside, looking into Mississippi's history, per se. But it's like, you're looking at history. Let's go to each state's history. I bet they're not the best with black people. Like, people change.
No, you fucktard. It's still happening. It's still going on. It's history repeating itself, literally. There have been several mysterious unalivings of black people in Mississippi just this year. Talking about per se, talking about history, putting the history in quotes as if this shit is not playing out the same. I don't like this. I don't like these boys. And Officer Tatum, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because you coming down here with your legs crossed with these goofy ass boots on and this punchable ass face, trying to make it seem like these boys are so innocent and nobody should be blaming them and nobody should be questioning them. Any other time, if somebody turns up dead amongst other people, everybody that was there is getting questioned non-stop. Non-stop. Everybody involved is getting talked to. In this case, this has not happened. And if it is, it's sealed and it's mysterious and it's delayed and they don't want us pressing them on anything. Nah, bro.
Learn history so you don't repeat it. Everybody knows that.
What's the craziest lie that you've seen floating around there about this situation?
Again,
I know there's a lot of mysterious things, but like, to you, what's the craziest thing that you've heard somebody say about this?
This is crazy. Why does this matter?
My buddy in the photo was his lover. That was wild. That's been the utmost craziest because it's like, what? Like, where'd you get that from? Yeah.
And if the thing about it, these are dumbass questions that this officer is asking him. But the thing about it, if that was really my friend, I would be like, it doesn't matter. I don't care about these lives. We're here to find out the truth. That was my friend. That was my bestie. He talked to me about my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Why are you asking me about what's the craziest lie? You're turning this thing into a conspiracy, Officer Tatum. You're not doing work. But let's get to you because we got to get into this nasty crazy because she caught his ass up.
I mean, also the lies of just how racist Mississippi is or how racist the coast is in Ocean Springs. And yeah, no, you don't know this, man. Like, you have no idea. And what I thought was crazy lie from the beginning was he's the only black person on the boat. He's the only black person on the island. No, not at all. Like, not once. Like, where'd you get this background information?
No.
How many people
not at all.
From your vantage point?
On the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Thousands? 13 miles? Like, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of boats that are carrying minimum 4 to 8, 9 people. Like, I'm talking like on the lower end, man. We're talking about smaller vessels here. Man, if I had to take a rough estimate in my area of the island that I was in, 400, 500 people easy. If I'm taking an actual estimate, about 400 to 500 people easy. In our group, in the group of, I would say, young adults that were in the group of Nolan Wells, 100, 150, 200 people.
So the idea that Nolan went out with 4 white boys and they took him to a deserted island and he was allegedly last seen with a girl and they just abandoned him. What do you say to that?
But
that's exactly what happened. You abandoned him when you didn't make sure that he had his phone. You abandoned him when you weren't sure that he was going to be safely put back on a boat and get back to shore to his car. You abandoned him when you made a call to say that he was missing after you decided to go with a story that he actually was left with his friends. Y'all playing with this boy. Y'all played with him in life, and now y'all playing with him in death. I want y'all to go and finish that video on your own. We got to switch it up real quick. I want to play the SeaTow call because we already know this motherfucker's lying. He's trying to save face. And he's been told by these other people involved, go out there as the brown boy, as the brownish black boy, and go speak on our behalf and debunk some of these lies. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this bullshit, and then we're gonna keep it moving. Because he getting on my nerves. I didn't even look at this the whole thing. So this is a real reaction right now. And it's starting to piss me off. Okay. Let's continue.
The time they left, including myself, and also when I left the island, I could have named 50 people I really trust behind the helm of a boat that Nolan knew.
I wish that Nolan knew he could trust y'all, because clearly he couldn't.
That he knew, that he could go talk to. Even if
keep watching, y'all.
He was left, there was tons and tons of people out there. There was 10 boats that camped out at Horn Island. I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island until 8 o'clock that night. nobody would ever seen, take that back, nobody would ever left somebody on Horn Island. That's a place that everybody loves to go and hang out. That's their peace. Nobody wants to see anybody out there, especially in the boating community. And I can speak on that, like, genuinely, I grew up in it. That's absurd. It's absurd.
So can you help me understand the fight a little better? Because I interviewed Warren, who's your friend, and he had made mention that his brother was involved in the fight. So can you explain who actually started fighting, and were you fighting his brother, or were you fighting somebody else? Like, how did that happen?
And
all
I
these
can see
fights
now, especially, it's all been blown out of proportion. But so originally, I'll go back a couple steps. Me and my girlfriend, I wouldn't even call it an argument. She was upset that I lost the lid to her koozie. I dropped it in the water. Generally speaking, that's how it started. And I dropped her new koozie in the water. And so she started to let me hear it and basically told me I was paying for it. And she was really upset with me and mad about it. And I needed to kind of sober up a little bit. And so we're walking back. And during that time, this guy that I'm not friends with, I know of him. I don't know him. I didn't even recognize him when I got in an original fight. He butted himself into my conversation and basically was telling me how I needed to handle or address the situation with my girlfriend. And man, we weren't even yelling at each other. We weren't arguing. It was more along the lines of, I literally told her, I was like, man, I just want beer. And she was like, well, go get one, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I said that, she ducked her head underwater, and he had walked up and he told me that I needed to watch how I talked to my girlfriend. And I looked at him and I told him, I was like, this has nothing to do with you. We're good. This has nothing to do with you. And he sat there and he was like, well, I'm gonna tell you, I better not hear it again. And I looked at him and I was like, you need to excuse yourself from the situation. And after I came out, he swung. He threw the first punch. And we went back and forth. I remember at one point in time, I look over and I see my uncle, and my uncle's yelling at me to get in the boat. I stopped fighting. As soon as me and him made eye contact, I got in the boat, I'm sorry. And I listened to my uncle.
And what was Warren's brother's involvement in this?
And so I was getting there. So when I'm on the boat and they're trying to cool me down, I'm trying to get back off the boat. So I see the crowd forming up on the island. Well, my little brother and Carter are like really good friends, like best friends, I would say. He's over at our house all the time. Carter heard him still talking crap as he's getting out of the water, and I'm on the boat, and the situation is like done and over with, right? Well, he sees him talking crap, so Carter gets up and more along the lines of defending me. And for what? He was like, well, if you got a problem with Tristan, we can handle it right here.
So what's the racial breakup of
what the fuck? Did he just go past that? Did he just go past that question? He said, where was Nolan in all of this? Did he not just ask him that? Let me go back.
Carter gets up and more along the lines of defending me. And for what? He was like, well, if you got a problem with Tristan, we can handle it right here.
So what's the racial breakup of
like best friends, I would say. He's over at our house all the time. Carter heard him still talking crap as he's getting out of the water, and I'm on the boat, and the situation is like done and over with, right? Well, he sees him talking crap, so Carter gets up and more along the lines of defending me. And for what? He was like, well, if you got a problem with Tristan, we can handle it right here.
So what's the racial breakup of these people that are involved? So the guy that you fought was
white.
Wait, hold on.
Carter are like really good friends, like best friends, I would say. He's over at our house all the time. Carter heard him still talking to my uncle.
And what was Warren's brother's involvement in this?
And so I was getting there. So when
he said Warren's brother.
I'm on the boat,
my bad.
they're trying to cool me down. I'm trying to.
I'm like, what?
Back.
Okay.
I was the only black guy involved with this. My girlfriend's white. My uncle's white. There was.
Your uncle's white. Your girlfriend's white. This is why This is why we have to point out the racial biases here, because y'all are never the majority in this in the city of Ocean Springs or wherever the fuck you at. In the state of Mississippi, where y'all at in this little suburb, y'all ain't the majority. You just said my uncle white, your girlfriend's white, but then you want to say before we don't have any racial tension. It's not like that. It's always black people. No, shut the fuck up. Rod Neal, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. He says, has anyone ever asked who gave these under? Ask it again, please. Rod Neal, has anyone ever asked who gave these kids underage? I'm sorry, who gave underage kids alcohol? Exactly. That is a question that has yet to be asked or answered. And the fact you got this Officer Tatum over here, right? Asking every other question but the ones that he had. So who are the adults on Nolan's boat? Who are the adults distributing alcohol to you guys? Because that seems like a danger. Y'all out there as teenagers with an adult giving y'all alcohol to the point where y'all getting so wasted and heavily drinking where one of your buddies end up dead. Who's that? Come to the front. Not asking those questions intentionally. No one's been asked that, Rod Neal. We don't even know the so-called adults that were on around. I want to talk to his uncle now.
No, the black guy involved. And I know Ben Crump tried to run with a story saying I was Nolan. Well, I was like, nice try. But there was another black guy on the island, so now your whole narrative needs to change again.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that was Carter's involvement, and that was kind of it. Like after the fight, man, I remember getting off the boat. I got off the boat and I walked up to the island. I was telling people, I was like, hey, like I just need to cool off. Like let me be. This is after everything is dispersed. There was no crowd anymore when I walked off the boat. And I was like, let me be. Well, again, my uncle yelled at me and I was like, I don't care what you're doing. Get back on the boat. We're leaving. So I got back on the boat and we left shortly after that.
And well, at least I know you from the interviews that you've done. Some of the other boys haven't spoken out at all.
Yeah.
You've had a chance to use your voice to put the truth out there. You did an interview with, I think, ABC. You also did an interview with Rolling Stones.
That was my first interview with Rolling Stones.
The first interview was Rolling Stones, then ABC?
And then ABC, yes.
Now, from what you told me before this interview is that the Rolling Stones gave you a very fair interview. It seemed like the young lady who interviewed you articulated very clearly what you told her with no fluff, no nothing added.
And she cared. She really did care. And she made sure that what she was telling was the complete truth behind it.
Yeah, shut the hell up. I'm over this guy. Y'all, let's get into the SeaTow call. I want y'all to hear this information. I want y'all to hear. Let me know what y'all hear in this. Because if this is true, now we're a little, this was released, 3 days ago, I think? Let me see. 4 days ago, right? I was up here sitting in the dark, y'all. I was out with power. No power in my house. Our whole neighborhood was freaking pitch black. 2.5 days. Mind you, I have a generator. Generator did not kick in all the way. But I figured out how to fix it right at the last minute. And then we got our lights regularly back on. So it's been crazy. I've been like, oh, I can't get on the internet. Like I couldn't speak to this stuff as it was coming out. But when I heard this SeaTow dispatch call, I'm like, oh, they did it. They did it. Now, as of today, people are trying to say, oh, it's debunked, or well, the debunking is removing all of the outside noise, the music, the waiting call music that was playing when they first called for the SeaTow, so you can hear the conversations that are happening in the background in real time. But now people are saying that it's AI. There's also a basically like an audio engineer who actually took it upon herself to debunk the audio as well. They're even saying she's full of shit. It's like no one is going to believe the truth. They want all of us to believe the lies, y'all. But get into this SeaTow call dispatch video, and you tell me what you think. Make sure you like the video. Hype the video when we're all done, you guys. Please, I appreciate you. Auntie, love you. Let's get into it.
SeaTow assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please tell me we have a membership?
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description, angles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down there.
All right, well, let's get you going.
Now, right out the gate, to me, this call definitely gives alibi. It was, hey, we're in the boat, our bilge pump, we're sinking. Now she's starting to ask questions. All right, well, what's up? I don't know. We're just thinking. This doesn't sound like a panic. This doesn't sound like we're in desperate help. We need help right away. This sounds like I got to make this call for a different reason. That's what it gives me.
Chip number or phone number listed on the account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All right,
have the tag
unless
on
you have
here.
a membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right, and is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How many? All right, do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right, do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
North, all right, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm available.
North 3 degrees, but 4672.
All right, 4672. All right, you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure?
Y'all, I'm going to play y'all an even clearer one. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you like the video. I'm going to change it real quick to one that's a little bit more in-depth. Shout out to that girl, Henny. I think that's what I was trying to play at first. Here we go.
SeaTow Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey,
Now, right away, you hear Nolan, oh my God, in the background. I heard it.
west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please tell me we have a membership?
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Angles? Hello?
Hey,
Is it? Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Atkinson. I think it's Jerry Atkinson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I
All
don't have
right.
the tag
Unless
on
you
here.
have a membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right. Do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
Oh my God, why did she put that on
All
there?
right, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm available.
North 3 degrees, but 4672.
All right. 4672. All right. You were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right. Well, let's try to get you going because
Mind you, a lot of attitude. Very irritated, very annoyed. You know what I mean? Some may say, it's because he's in distress. But it sounds like he's just more so frustrated that they're not listening clear enough, and he only got so much time to speak on what's going on. He has to make sure he has his story straight. And thank you for saying that, because this one has a background noise. My bad, y'all. Hold on. I wanted to find the one that had the words at the top too, so you can actually see it. So let's go.
About the SeaTow call audio that I previously played. Once again, this recording is publicly available online. Although the regular whole music is playing, you can still hear what appears to be a frantic situation unfolding in the background. Nothing has been added to the recording. Now on to new developments. Fortunately, the call was recorded in stereo, meaning the dispatcher's voice plays through one channel while the young man on the boat can be heard through the other channel. I simply muted the dispatcher's channel, allowing us to focus more clearly on the background conversation. This audio works best if you use headphones.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please tell me we have a membership?
Thanks.
Shut the fuck up!
Get up. Get the fuck up. Damn it, Bart. Oh, Bart. Got it.
What'd you say? Hey. It's coming up. We're just thinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now. I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that. I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't have the tag on here. It got ripped off. Reach me at 2. Yeah, everybody's off the way. What? No, we do not need that. Let me go look. North. All right, are you ready? North 3 degrees, but 4672. Sorry, look. What do I need to send you? Yeah, what?
Now, this is just his voice on the call with the dispatcher. So she pulled that out so we can hear exactly what he's saying in the background, in case you guys were wondering why you don't hear her anymore. Because we already know she's trying to follow protocol and ask the right questions, but it's the background noise that we need to be paying more attention to, because the audio picks up, is he dead? Nolan, wake up. Wake the F up.
Yeah, we do not have the VHF radio. Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684. north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79. Yes, we were at Horn Island. Yes. If we were sinking, yes.
Yes, yes.
No, we're not aground. We were in 17 foot of water. We were in 31 foot of water.
17 to 31 foot of water. That's a big jump. Sounds like somebody's telling you what to say.
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes. You can tow it to Ocean Springs Harbor, or Fort Bayou launch. No, there's no tow. Hey, drop it off. Kind of jump in and pull the plug while you're going. Oh, they got here. Hello. Take it out here. Okay, what's going on? What's up? 0 adults on board. No. Nobody here is.
His slow ass, the lady asked him, who's on the boat? Are there any adults on the boat? No adults. Then you hear somebody in the background say, we're all adults. This motherfucker don't even realize that a 21-year-old, which we'll find out later, Bart is 21, is on that damn boat. So you can already just see the conflicting stories that have been swirling. This call doesn't sound like you actually need help for a sinking boat, especially with all the with all the ruckus going on in the background and the words that are being said in the background. And it sounds like messages being fed to you while you're on this call. It doesn't seem genuine to me.
Over the age of 21. Hello? Yes, there's lots of people breathing on the boat.
Lots of people breathing.
Flight 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we have life jackets available. That's Triton, 22 foot offshore, 22 foot Triton offshore sea flight hull. Okay, thank you.
I reached out to Ben Crump and also to Miss Christine. Hopefully they can get an audio forensic analyst to examine the original audio so we can know for sure what's being said, but it's something there.
Said my buddy Bart drove his boat up next to ours after he pulled us out away from the island, and then he towed us a little more while we were trying to get the motor figured out.
Now, what's interesting during that entire call, during that interview with Warren and Officer Ding Dong, he never mentions that we called for the SeaTow. He only mentions talking to Bart and having Bart pull them out. Why do y'all think that part was left out in the interview? Did they not think that this audio was ever going to be surfaced? Because why wouldn't you mention that? I don't recall him mentioning that in the interview. Do y'all?
What'd you say?
So Bart Edmonston is a new name that we haven't really heard of until Warren started talking on Officer Tatum's show. Now, Edmonston is 21 years old. And when he was previously confronted about being at the pool party, he says, hey, I just want you to know Nolan was a friend of mine. I want justice and the facts to come out. I guess he's trying to say, I want you to know that I live in Wyoming and have not been in past Christian for over a year. I grieve for Nolan and want the same as everyone else. Thank you for your support. So the official sworn MDMR Marine Patrol report was filed as a non-criminal missing person report. Now, this was filed via telephone at 10:05 a.m. on July 5th, 2026. 2 individuals are listed as involved entities. 21-year-old Bart Joseph Edmonston Jr. and Jerry Ralph Ackerson, which happens to be Wyatt's grandfather, i.e. the owner of the boat.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat. And he said that Jerry. Yeah, he said
Okay.
Very interesting. Now, this is another thing that caught my attention. At the same time that these boys were calling for the SeaTow of this boat, Granddaddy, that's the owner of this boat, was also on the line with the SeaTow, telling them, no, we don't need no help. That's weird. The kids out there calling. But at the same exact time, Granddaddy is in there saying, actually, no, we don't need no help. Very suspicious. What I find suspicious, because usually it will go, boat is sinking, call for the SeaTow, call for the help, hang up, call Granddad, this Granddad boat, allegedly, right? Call Granddad, hey, Granddad, boat is sinking, blah, 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 blah. We did all of the things that we're supposed to do. But how is it at the same damn time? Sounds like calls were made before the SeaTow was actually called. Sounds like a phone was made to Granddaddy first, and you were told to do a certain thing. Something else happened, and then Granddaddy had to call too. Yeah, no, it ain't adding up. It ain't adding up.
I mean, I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now.
Now, 2 videos ago, we went over the GPS data for Jerry Atkinson's boat. That's the boat that Nolan came back in on, along with Warren, along with Wyatt. We heard Will, we heard Bart's name, and we heard 2 women. Now, although Bart led investigators on his boat to get the GPS coordinates, I do not see anywhere where they were revealed to the public, at least not like Wyatt's grandfather, Jerry. I'm starting to think that these countless trips to Fort Bayou has something to do with Bart, because he doesn't live that far from Fort Bayou, about a mile and some change via boat. He has a very nice boat launch. Now, if Bart came in on a whole nother boat, what made them say, damn it, Bart, he's mother freaking dead, dude?
Exactly.
What'd you say?
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Say his name! Say his name! What do we want? Justice! Say his name!
Justice for Nolan Wells. Now, justice for Nolan Wells. Now, let's get into this next video. Follow me. Now, this leads us into Bart, because who the fuck is he? Warren was the one who opened his mouth and brought Bart into the situation. Now we got Bart in the mix, right? Shout out to Chronicle Speaks, because she be on
father to son.
Let's go ahead and get into this video that she did on Bart, and look at the headline. Nolan Wells, was Katie dating Bart the reason for Nolan's death? Now, this is the latest conspiracy. Right? So let's get into who Bart is and the involvement that he could possibly have involving Nolan's death. Of course, he's going to come out and immediately say, I don't have anything to do with it. That's what they all did. But Warren got to talking too damn much and involved this boy. Now you're in too deep. Now he's threatening lawsuits. Anytime you're threatening a lawsuit when you're in the middle of someone else being, looked into for someone else's death, you did it, bro. Or you know who did. Or you helped. That's what it gives. It does not give innocence. I need these people to know that. Deactivating accounts, lowering up immediately, being all vague and mysterious, hiding evidence and all type of shit. This does not exclude you as a suspect. It makes you suspect number one. And if you was a nigga, do you really think that if these were black folks, let's just play the game. Let's flip it around, flip it and reverse it. Do you really think them boys would have had time to lawyer up? Do you think if the moment the police found out that white boy came back dead and all them damn boys deactivated them accounts, that they wouldn't be held accountable immediately for that? Come on now.
Music has caused quite a stir, not only on social media, but in mainstream media as well. Many truly seeking justice for Nolan can clearly hear what sounds like his name being called among the passengers on the boat that reportedly left Horn Island at 4:31 p.m. An hour and a half after his self-proclaimed best friend claimed he last saw him.
The last time I saw Nolan was 3 o'clock.
Why would Nolan's name be called if he was not on the boat and allegedly left on the beach? Why
at 3 o'clock? Come on, Chronicle, clock it. You last saw him at 3 o'clock, but they got that call about that village pump around 4:35 o'clock, and y'all was still screaming his name. Stop playing in my face. I'm finna go to Mississippi in a minute. Shit. I ain't never scared, because y'all ain't asking the right questions, goddammit. But let's continue.
would someone ask, is he dead? And most importantly, why was the statement, damn it, Bart, allegedly made after the question about Nolan possibly being deceased?
I called Bart that morning. I was like, hey, man, can you take your boat out? On the way out, I went with my buddy Bart. So Bart pulled up at the dock. My buddy Bart on the tide line.
So we've heard Bart's name time and time again by his buddy Warren, but we had no idea just how intricate of a player he was when it came to the Nolan Wells case. As more information comes to light, it's becoming clear that Bart may have played a much bigger role in the events surrounding that day than many people initially realized. Now, Bart previously said, hey, I just wanted you to know Nolan was a friend of mine. I want justice and facts to come out. I just want you to know I live in Wyoming and I haven't been in Pass Christian for over a year. I grieve for Nolan and want the same as everyone else. Thank you for your support.
Hello?
Did nobody ask you where you was at in the last year? Why are you giving us all this extra information we didn't ask for? I haven't been over there. Oh, nobody asked you. Telling on yourself.
Yeah, there's lots of people breeding on the boat.
My dad, which is also Bart, I'm a junior, he kicked at the University of Florida, 1992-96. And then he's always wanted me to kick, and then I started it going into my 8th grade year.
Generational skills passed down from father to son, and Junior puts them to good use.
Now it's being said that Bart either dated or still is dating Katie.
And Nolan was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie, Katie. And Katie, Nolan was in there, and the last time I saw him, I looked at Nolan, and Nolan was like shaking his head laughing, and I was like, dude, you crazy.
Nolan was.
Y'all make sure you like, subscribe. Please hit the share button. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hype me up once this video is done. Okay, keep me in the algorithm so we can continue to grow the channel. If you also want to support the channel via Cash App, you can send me, I'll do the banner for a little bit. You can send me a Cash App at $more_jazz. And if you want more engagement, go ahead and send me a super chat, any type of super chat. Put some color in the chat. Let me know that you want to engage, but I appreciate y'all being in the chat just in general and continue to rock with me. Thank y'all so much. I just wanted to remind y'all to hit the like button. Hit the like for ya, auntie. Hit the like for ya, auntie. All right.
I was walking towards Wyatt's boat. I was walking in the opposite direction towards my boat. And I dabbed Nolan up. I made a slick comment about something, actually about the girl that he was with. I made a slick comment to him, us joking around, and I kept going.
So we want to know, what is the joke about Katie that two of Nolan's alleged self-proclaimed best friends have so much to say and are laughing about him being around her?
So Nolan wasn't like carrying her out the water. She's sitting in the water and Nolan's arms are under the water and he's carrying her from under the water, but her head's still out of the water. Nolan's head's still out of the water. And I was looking at both of them. So
he's kind of like holding her.
Right.
Like,
in the water.
Like we grown, right? There's two people in the water. They feeling each other.
Right.
Like, meaning feeling they like each other.
Right.
And he's a little more close to her, and they're kind of having a moment.
Correct.
Not insinuating it's sexual, but
no,
they're together. They like each other. You looking at him, you like, bro, you crazy, because you know that he like her and he's hanging out with her.
Yeah, right.
Now, these two are not only connected through Katie. Bart also knew Nolan as a former Ocean Springs football teammate. Bart Evanston Jr. is a talented punter whose football career has taken him from the Mississippi Gulf Coast to becoming one of the top punters in the country. Bart currently attends the University of Wyoming, where he is in his senior year. Now, with such a promising career in football, you can only imagine the lengths some might take to make sure that Evanston Jr.'s name stays far away from this case as possible. Unfortunately for him, his name appears in the missing person report prepared by MDMR Marine Patrol. According to Warren, Evanston's boat was among the 3 vessels brought to Eli Jackson's grandparents' home before more than 20 people boarded.
It's where Nolan and probably 20 other kids got on the boat. So it's not just Nolan and 3 other kids.
The push to prove the innocence for these guys seems to be the very thing that's going to get them locked up. Now, they loaded up on July 4th and headed towards Horn Island around 9:56 a.m.
We had 20 plus people on the spread between our 3 boats. It's not like we didn't ask Nolan or we just left Nolan. Nolan decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with. And the girls witnessed that too. Yeah.
Something obviously happened on the boat.
That's their alibi. He said he wanted to stay on the island. He said that was his decision. He made that decision. But as his friends that y'all are now saying was so drunk, why didn't you ensure his safety? Shut up.
That day, something happened to where Nolan did not come back. Something happened to where these men were like, damn it, Bart. There was a lot of commotion going on that boat. Everyone got silent as soon as the dispatcher got on. But it's something Bart did to piss everybody off. And a couple of times I heard, I killed him. So I go back and I read Katie's sister Gracie's post, and she said Katie had a conversation and assumed that Nolan was getting ready to get on the boat he came out in. Katie made it home because she was on another boat and with different people. Katie was safe because my brother and sister-in-law went and got her. Now I question the wording. Katie was safe. Safe from what? This is an island that nothing was really happening on. You guys are a community, right? What happened that your brother and sister-in-law, who were not on the island, because by your account, they went and got her. Where did they go?
Let me read this. Katie had a conversation and assumed that Nolan was getting ready to get on the boat he came out in. Katie made it home because she was on another boat with different people. Katie was safe because my brother and sister-in-law went and got her. Katie assumed the friends telling him to get on the boat wouldn't have left him. Me and my family have called, and are sending up prayers to bring Nolan home. Me and my family have called. Who? Because that sentence doesn't make sense. Me and my family have called, and are sending up prayers to bring Nolan home. Okay. We have given all the answers we can give to his mom and authorities. Okay. So my question is, once Katie said this and she left, was there after I left, I saw him do XYZ. You know what I mean? Like, what happened after y'all had that little conversation that Katie is only claiming only happened for just a minute? Meanwhile, his homeboy saying that he was with her all day. I don't think this Katie girl is lying about the amount of time that she was with them. I don't think that boy went back on her boat. I don't believe that. I don't think she's lying about that. But shit, we really don't know.
Get her from, and why didn't she ride back with the people that she allegedly came with? According to Tatum, this is the boat when it was allegedly getting ready to be towed by Bart. There's 2 females, one here and one here.
I'm tired of us black people being hunted, and I am an audio engineer. I have been editing audio since 2011. That's 15 years of experience. So what I did was I took Jeanette's audio. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for isolating the voices for me. But I uploaded it into my Pro Tools, and then I sliced the audio, and I turned up the parts that sounded kind of low.
Yes, we were at Horn Island. Yes.
Who is the female that's afraid to go home, and why?
Yes, we were at Horn Island. Yes. It's 17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
Takes a trained ear to hear this audio, because when I went back and listened to my enhanced version, I could hear it, but I wasn't clear on what they were saying. She was able to actually clear it up.
I don't have the tag on here. It got ripped off.
There's a lot more that happened on that boat that they're not wanting to tell.
Oh
We're getting down to the bottom of it.
Sam here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update, and just a few questions, okay? So the coordinates that Wyatt gave to Vicky when the boat was sinking are in a shallow area of Horn Island. So it doesn't make sense. How is he sinking? He said his boat was in 17, then he said it was in 31 feet of water. But if you look at these coordinates, look at point 1 that I have here on this graph. This is shallow water. You can literally see the sandbar below.
Now, they lying. They're lying. Oh my God. I didn't even know that. So you made the call while you were on shallow water that you probably all could get out of and walk around, and they're lying, bro. This call is the audio. We know this. Okay. Let's wrap this up.
Now, point 2 is where the United Cajun Navy allegedly responded and was looking for Nolan. And then point 3 is where they allegedly approximately found Nolan. Now we know he was more on the shore. But what doesn't make sense to me is why would they say they were sinking if the coordinates he gave weren't in an area that was sinking, right? Now, here's something else. Officer Tatum is saying that the audio, you just hear what you want to hear. He's saying it's now been confirmed by TMZ that Nolan was still on the island when the boat left. But the reason everybody says, why would the kids say all this stuff? You know, Charles from TMZ says it, because if you listen closely, the minute Wyatt starts talking, everybody hushes up. Everything important was said before they realized that Wyatt is on that call. Another thing, if somebody was allegedly out of town on this day, why was their name listed on the report? And why would his name be called out in this audio? Here's the thing. He says, we're going down, we're sinking. So if that is true, why would Jerry Ackerson, your grandfather, cancel the tow? Why would you cancel the Coast Guard if you are sinking? Wouldn't you think the grandfather?
And additionally, regardless, because let's say you did have your friend out there help you tow it out, you still need help by that damn SeaTow and that Coast Guard. If you're sinking and there is 30 foot of water rising into your boat, you're going to need more than your homeboy dragging you and taking you out, which y'all claim Bart did and was towing y'all out. You're still going to need the Coast Guard. Why wouldn't you need the Coast Guard if you got 30 feet of water in your boat that you're actually sinking in? You're lying. They're lying. They're lying.
Who's the owner of that boat, and those are his grandkids, would want to just make sure those kids were safe.
Yeah.
Why would you cancel the tow? This seems like an alibi phone call.
Thank you so much. Excuse me. Thank you, Conditioner OVO, with the $5 super chat. He says justice for Nolan. Exactly. Justice for him, and we hope we get it. And yes, TMZ has always been full of shit, and they're becoming more full of shit. And now I'm realizing they have been paid off to perpetuate the narratives that there was alcohol, he was drunk, he wanted to stay, the audio isn't really true, it's been debunked, etc., etc. It's all bullshit.
To me. Now, you can hear on the recording, he tells somebody, jump in and pull the plug. Now, if you pull the plug on the hull, that means the boat will start to fill with water. And this only works if the boat is moving, and then water will drain out. But their boat was not moving when he yells jump out. And this leads people to allegedly believe that they weren't even on the boat. And another thing, there's a person of interest, allegedly Griffin Miles, who owns a boat detailing company who they think could have been allegedly the person who was cleaning the boat. This just goes under things that make you go, why would Wyatt give coordinates saying they're sinking when they are literally in 4 to 8 feet of water, not sinking?
Lying, bro.
Secret Service, Sam out, Samson for president of the world.
So after all of that, now the audio.
What did I say in the thumbnail? The lies are not landing. They're not landing the way that they thought that they would. It's crumbling down. And the fact that everybody else, just your average Joe, just your average person on the internet, is investigating and doing the work more thoroughly than the actual investigators on this case, that I already said that. The fact that we got to pledge $50,000 for this shit lets me know that y'all not really doing the work to find justice for this boy. And y'all won't. Everything is between that judge, between the DA, between that medical examiner, the coroner, with that shady history. It's a setup. They're playing.
Release. SeaTow has never publicly claimed that it was altered. The narrative is shifting again. We are now being told that Nolan was still on the island after his friends left in the 3 boats and that he was seen drinking heavily. However, that directly conflicts with what his self-proclaimed best friend previously said.
Drinking. Everybody was drinking. Most of everybody. And I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him.
According to ABC, witnesses told investigators that 18-year-old Nolan Wells had been drinking heavily with friends on Horn Island in Mississippi, according to a document with preliminary information from the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources. The document, a description sent on July 5th by the Marine Patrol as part of attempts to find Wells after he went missing, was an email that listed basic information for Wells, including his physical description, as searchers scanned the island for signs of him after he went missing on July 4th. And that's real crazy because just 14 days ago, Sheriff Ledbetter also spoke to ABC. And when asked whether alcohol or drugs may have played a role in Wells' death, Ledbetter declined to speculate. He said, of course, the rumors are out there. He said, we don't respond to rumors, we respond to facts. So how did ABC get that from Ledbetter and then turn around and put this information out? And I want to know how are emails getting out regarding conversations with witnesses when the DA said silence in the Nolan Wells case is required by law, not indifference.
I also understand that many people have questions about why more information has not been released publicly. In Mississippi, the rules of professional conduct restrict the information a prosecutor can release during an investigation. Our restraint in communicating facts and evidence is not an effort to keep the truth from the public. It is an effort.
Liar. That's exactly what you're doing. You're a fucking liar. You're delaying information for a particular reason to throw us off, throw our sin off because we on y'all ass. You're delaying information purposefully.
Facts and evidence is not an effort to keep the truth from the public.
It
is an effort to protect the integrity of this investigation and the grand jury proceeding. As your district attorney, I have an ethical obligation to avoid public statements that could influence witnesses, prejudice a proceeding, or compromise the fairness of the legal process. My obligation extends to and requires me to use reasonable care to ensure investigating agencies avoid making those statements and releasing information as well. These rules exist to protect the search for the truth, not to prevent it.
So if that's the case, then why is information coming out in regards to Nolan being heavily drunk on the island, according to what 2 witnesses are saying, and not according to what toxicology is saying? Where's the toxicology report? Now that it seems like investigators are working against the family and not actually for the family, new subpoenas have been issued to various social media companies and a location tracking app in connection with pending litigation related to the death of Nolan Xavier Wells. On Tuesday, Mississippi-based attorney Gary Bufkin filed subpoenas to obtain information from accounts associated with the 18-year-old student athlete on Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok, Meta platforms, and the location tracking app Life 360, according to the records reviewed by the Sun Herald. And while we're
but at the same time, y'all need everybody's phones, not just Nolan's. Y'all need everybody's phones. Everybody's phones need to be looked at. Everybody's phones need to be investigated because I would argue their phones have more information than Nolan's, because if y'all claim y'all got that phone back and wasn't nothing on it, like, okay, so they're doing a deeper dive into Nolan's phone. No, we need their phones. They're the ones that made calls. We need to know when and where they made these calls. Yeah, they
added, I also want to let you know that multiple people have received letters giving notice of an anticipated civil lawsuit by the family of Nolan Xavier Wells. Here is the letter that was sent to Judge Ashley Cole. It's basically stating that the attorneys that are representing Nolan Xavier Wells sent this letter to her because they are investigating Nolan's death and that she needs to reasonably anticipate litigation. The letter legally requires Judge Cole, her family members, and anyone acting on her behalf to preserve all potentially relevant evidence, including electronically stored information. It also warns that destroying, deleting, altering, or failing to preserve evidence could be considered spoliation and may result in court sanctions, unfavorable evidentiary rulings, or instructions allowing a jury to draw a negative conclusion. This letter is not an accusation or proof of wrongdoing. It is a formal demand to ensure that potentially important evidence remains intact. Something definitely happened that day on Horn Island or on the way leaving Horn Island. Regardless of what, we need to find out what happened to Nolan Wells, and some arrests need to be made.
Shout out to Chronicle Speaks. She's on the case. Make sure we get updated on everything. I'm gonna play one more video. I'm running out of time. I have to get to 2 rehearsals tonight. It's crazy. But I want to play one more video. We're going to pick this back up tomorrow. Fuck it. We're just going to go live. Okay. We're going to pick this back up. But let's get into Bart's response now. Right. Which lets me know he knows more. He was there. He knows what's going on. Let's get into his response. So we see this is who Nolan was. Former athlete, knows the boys that Nolan was with. Clearly was on the boat that Nolan went missing on. Because as we heard in that audio, Bart this, Bart that. Is he dead this? Is he dead that? Right? Let's get into the response though. Because he full of shit. I'm sorry. Full of crap. I'm trying to stop cursing. I'm not trying hard enough though. I understand. It's an uphill battle. Okay. When you've been cursing all your life, it's kind of hard to stop. Okay. especially when you got to censor yourself on these platforms. But I'm doing my best, but not really. But anyway, let's get into this Hype Plus TV update in regards to Bart and his response. He posted this also one day ago. Shout out to Hype Plus TV. Make sure y'all subscribe to them. This channel, Chronicle Speaks, Tisa Talks. I've been paying more attention to them because they have really good, thorough investigative work going on, and they're very accurate. They don't really post he say, she say stuff. But shout out to everybody that's on top of this case. We got to crack the code. We got to crack it open because they acting like nothing is going to be able to get past us. And clearly, you know, or they think everything is getting past us, but nothing is getting past us. And now they're working overtime. To put the bull crap in our face for us to believe because we're unveiling the truth more than they are, which is bizarre.
News, I'm John Apple. The case of Nolan Wells looks to be one of the most interesting cases in recent years. A black teen in Mississippi goes missing.
I'm trying.
Left on an island by his friends, who happen to be a mainly all-white group, and is found to wash ashore 2 days later. At the start of this case, local authorities to some spoke too soon by suggesting that no foul play appeared to be suspected, and then later reassured Wells' family and those interested in the case that it will be handled like any other case. Now, from our point of view, that could be the error, because Nolan Wells' mysterious death is not like any other case. On Tuesday, in the aftermath of a new piece of background audio being highlighted, a part of an emergency SeaTow call, many who not only fear what happened to Nolan could happen to them, and those who want answers would question and begin turning up the accusation against Nolan's friends who he traveled to Horn Island with. Now, in the audio release, interpreters would suggest that they heard things like, is he dead? The name Nolan, wake up, and of course, one that has captured many people's attention, damn it, Bart.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut the fuck up!
Depending on how you interpret the audio.
Damn it, Bart is giving. Damn, Bart, you ain't have to do all that energy in the back of that call. It's giving a fight gone wrong. I think somebody already said it in the chat. A fight happened on that boat. It went wrong. Y'all got too rough with that boy. He probably was whooping y'all ass. Probably was whooping you. And y'all did some weird ass move to take him out, to prove something. And didn't think that he would actually be taken out. God sees all. The truth will be revealed, hopefully.
It can be heard as the final moments to a crime, where one of his friends yells at another friend for taking a life, while others suggest to cover it up. If you do interpret it this way, it could answer how Wells could just end up disappearing out of thin air. Now, a part of this interpretation, Wells' former teammate Bart Edmondson would be called out due to him seemingly being the person to angrily shout out, "Shut the F up," after panic would take over the boat, making it appear as if he had just finished doing something to Wells, in which you would also hear female passengers not being able to contain their emotions with what they were witnessing, as some are suggesting that they heard Nolan. On Wednesday, as more and more people accuse Edmondson as being a possible suspect, it appears that he and his family are now responding with their own attorney, conservative commentator Russ Latino, based in Mississippi. On Wednesday morning, Latino would announce that he is now joining the Edmondson family to clear Bart's name and go after anyone making defamatory statements. On Facebook, he would go on to write, "I have been retained by the family of Bart Edmondson to pursue people defaming him with wholly fabricated assertions of fact that are putting Bart, his family, and friends in harm's way. The family will put out a formal statement later today and announce the initiation of its first defamation."
This is crazy. This is crazy. These are all admissions of guilt. I don't see how anybody can look past this. You want to lawyer up, baby? If you didn't have anything to do, there's nothing for you to hide. Explain yourself clearly, truthfully. If you didn't have shit to do it, but now you want to defamation suits? It's always a motherfucker that actually did something that want to come out with a defamation suit. Listen, somebody threatened me with that, and I didn't even give them people a name. But because of how what they did sounded crazy to them, they felt that they were being defamed. But it's always a motherfucker that's saying something crazy or doing something crazy, and when people call it out, now you want to file lawsuits. Now you want to, okay, you're telling us that you did it, and you don't want us to know, and we're onto you, and now you want to lawyer up. Like, let's be totally honest here.
Bart received a credible death threat yesterday because of some of that made-up speculation on this and other sites. The FBI, state, and local law enforcement have all been activated. But I wanted to share a few things for people who think it's a game to invent lies that could get other people killed. We have hired a private investigative firm to identify and track individuals engaged in defamation against the Edmondsons. If you are young, naive, or lack the resources to pay a civil judgment, will not clear us from filing a lawsuit against you. This is not about money for my clients. They want to protect their family, and they want to curb people.
Everybody that living is taking all the necessary precautions to protect their family that's still alive. They're not coming together and lawyering up and trying to investigate and looking for answers. No. They're all banding together to lawyer up on their own to defend themselves. But y'all were all there. This is how it goes. Y'all all are suspects. Y'all were there. Y'all were the last person to see that boy alive. Flat out. So don't be mad when people start asking questions. Y'all were there.
Who lie recklessly. If you make up something out of thin air or share something you don't know to be true, adding the word allegedly or saying people are reporting will not save you from a defamation lawsuit. We will address the falsehoods being presented methodically, but now is not the time for that. Now is the time to make it very clear that we intend to be unrelenting against people who are lying online for clicks and likes. The Edmondsons and the broader Ocean Springs community grieve for the loss of Nolan Wells. They want the truth and peace for Nolan's family. People making things up online that put others at risk are not honoring Nolan's life or loss. They're not bringing us closer to the truth, but pulling us away. This will be a large, potentially nationwide task. If you're a lawyer who believes that the rule of law, the presumption of innocence, and our very commitment to truth is in jeopardy and want to do something about it, please reach out to me privately. Now, before Latino would release his statement, Bart's own mother on Tuesday would break her own silence after her son was accused of wrongdoings related to the case of Nolan Wells. While responding to,
mind you, Bart is grown. All these mamas coming out. Bart is grown. Why this motherfucker can't speak for himself? Because y'all need to be asking, oh, Bart was the one, he was the one handing out alcohol? Because he was the adult. He was the one that was 21. Now your mama's speaking for your grown ass. Okay.
Used on Facebook, she would clarify a previous comment that Bart looks to have made about the last time he was in a certain part of Mississippi, causing some to accuse him of lying. His mother would go on to say, "You are steering the pot by reposting things that are not factual, and you have manipulated words." He said he has not been in past Christian Mississippi in a year, which is where that picture was taken. He was clarifying.
What picture? But why did he have to clarify where his whereabouts were, though? Immediately. We know you were there because Warren put your ass out there. He was the one who said, warn this and warn that. Bart this and Bart that and Bart this and Bart that. So there's no confusion that you were there or not. So why are you giving us extra information claiming that you weren't at a certain place for a certain amount of time? You're lying. Everybody's lying. It's all lies.
That he was not present there. He never said he was not in Mississippi. I have a screenshot of it if you need me to send that to you. He is playing football out of state and was only home, Ocean Springs, for a few days in July and was on the boat that towed the boat that Nolan declined going on because he wanted to stay behind. The audio that you were referring to is not as you guys see. They were panicking and creating a plan to get the boat saved from sinking. The newest news has been reported that Nolan was seen on the island after the two boats left. And there are pictures from my son's boat of the boat about to be towed. And clearly Nolan is not on the boat. So for all you internet investigators, your plot to accuse my child of something is not warranted. And it will come out sooner than later.
Sound just like the judge, right? Sounding just like that Judge Ashley Cole, the first mother of one of the boys that's on that boat. I believe Wyatt. Yeah, Wyatt's mom, stepmom. Sounding just like her. How dare y'all accuse us? How dare y'all do this? Lady, we just listening and analyzing what we can see right now. We have to do all of this because y'all not doing shit. Y'all not helping the police out there investigate. All y'all trying to do is, no. Don't involve us, but y'all are involved. Sweetie, your son is a suspect. He was there. Nolan's name was called right after his within seconds. Warren claimed that he told. We need to figure out what Bart's part was in this. Nobody accused him of anything. To go at the people on the internet for asking questions and only focusing on that and not finding any, if y'all are innocent, it should be, I don't care what y'all keep saying it, because we're going to prove ourselves to be innocent. None of y'all have done that yet. Y'all could say whatever. I would know that if I didn't do nothing, I didn't do nothing. Period.
That he did not harm Nolan. And believe me, those who slander his name without warranted will be held accountable for the words. At the top of this report, I wanted to highlight that this case is not usual, and therefore approaching it like a usual case may not be the best.
And who the fuck is this old nigga? You see that man? Who is that? Who the hell is that? This picture always just disturbs me because this is a weird photo to me. Very, very off about something's very
all of those connected, especially those who may be innocent, given the highly emotional subject matter, as people who look like Wells desire peace of mind and knowing that they can't just be mysteriously found and alive and no one can give a clear explanation to what happened. On Tuesday, as a way to challenge myself again of what I heard on the audio and without the influence of a transcript, I also heard another possibility. What if instead of hearing, "Is he dead?" it was, "It's dead," referring to the bilge pump, and the one that left everyone shocked. What if Nolan was actually no way, as Panic said on the boat?
See how they're trying to debunk the audio now? Listen, man. Listen. That was weird. old ass nigga in that pool with them young ass kids. That didn't look right. But you know, these motherfuckers do age like bananas, so he could have been 20. If we're being honest.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
Now, if this is the case, there are still other questions, like Wyatt Pyron's grandfather appearing to call the SeaTow captain directly to cancel help, as Wyatt was on the phone to get help. Questionable things about that call still stands out for some.
SeaTow assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course.
Wow. Get into this video. This lady that's on a boat measuring the village pump and basically saying what his accounts of what's going on with that pump and that water does not align with what could actually happen on a boat with a village pump that is broken. Look at this.
Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Angles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just thinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
Is it? We're just singing. It's coming up. I don't know. Okay.
So again, as a full presentation of all the facts continues to be withheld from the public by those in position to give it, people will continue interpreting how they see it, whether it be for their own safety and curiosity. Speculation grows where transparency lacks to exist. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Now that we know that Bart and his family have responded with a lawyer, do you think the lack of day-by-day updates from officials was the best thing to do regarding the case?
Shout out to Hype Plus TV, y'all. I wanted to get into the Nancy Grace video, but I don't have time. I'm so sorry. I have to go. I just wanted to jump in real quick. We did a 2-hour stream. Round of applause. And I probably could have gotten to it if we played it first, but I wanted to give a refresher, you guys. So look, meet me back here tomorrow. We're going to go live probably around the same time, mid-afternoon, before 5 o'clock for sure. Just be on the lookout. Make sure you turn your notifications on. I have to go. I really appreciate everybody for being here tonight. Let me look at some of these comments. I know you're late. You're late, Biz Shorty. You're late. I gotta go, boo. But I'm coming back. Don't worry. It's a lot of unanswered questions still. Conditioner, you said they already knew it was going to be something big. That's why they all deleted their social media the same day that he went missing. Exactly. Admission of guilt. That would have been a red flag for me. Right out the gate. Okay. So I'm sorry, y'all, but I really do have to get out of here. I will see y'all next time. I will see y'all tomorrow. I appreciate y'all. I got y'all. Again, make sure you like the video, hype the video, share the video, turn your notifications on, and I will see y'all back here tomorrow. Auntie promises, Auntie will deliver. Okay. I appreciate y'all so much. Until next time.
When the noise get wild, she stay composed. One good laugh, then she lets it go. Drag nowhere, tell the truth. Drag nowhere, do what you do. Haters, she still up here. She bring the facts and the laughing here. Drag nowhere, tell the truth. Drag nowhere, do what you do. Never phony, never small. Stand up tall, she says it all. She log on, camera on, let it breathe. Reads the facts when she